Alright, just checking.
I'm just sending the rest of these DMs here. There we go. There. All right.
Hey.
Too many things coming out.
Yeah.
Too many things that are like on streaming and all that shit.
I literally watched one of the worst horror movies I've ever seen in my life yesterday.
Of all time?
Not of all time, but it's up there.
I've seen a bad one too.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's on Hulu if you are interested, but it's called Toy Box.
Turn off your volume. Whoever was getting that call.
Someone. Okay, what the fuck?
That was weird. But yeah, no, it was funny because I was typing out notes of like what went wrong during it, and so the point is, it's an RV that kills people. Haunted
nice.
RV. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, terrifying, right?
Yeah.
So there's like obvious jump scares. What's funny is like a teenager got murdered by this RV when it's in a neighborhood watch area, and yet someone never saw this happen.
Oh.
And
I mean, I don't know. Neighborhood watch areas, that just means that you're putting up a sign saying, "Hey, we don't like criminals." That doesn't really mean anything, does it?
Oh, I mean, generally it just means like, if somebody sees something, they'll report it.
Yeah. There's old people that live here with too much time.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll be looking out our windows.
There's nosy.
I saw a really awful horror movie recently. It would actually be perfect for like one of your commentaries.
Oh yeah?
Because for some reason people like it, even though it's like the dumbest shit. It's on Netflix. It's called The Perfection.
Never heard of it.
It's horrible. It's so bad. It's like, it's kind of almost on par with Amusement in terms of just having a disjointed, messy story.
I was just thinking about another, about a Netflix original. Have you guys heard of Black Summer?
No.
No. Never heard of it.
I've heard of it, maybe.
It's out there on Netflix, and it started out strong, but ended so weak. And it sucked. It really did. It was something I wanted to work. It just did not.
People are asking me to... Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
People are asking me to see Dark Phoenix. I'm not sure I ever will.
I saw it a couple
all the other
days ago.
X-Men movies of the past, 10 years, except Logan, so why would I watch Dark Phoenix?
You didn't like Days of Future Past?
I didn't even watch it. I don't want to watch it. I know I'm not going to like it.
Oh, watch it. I thought you said you didn't like it. Days of Future Past is like a masterpiece.
No.
But,
I don't want to watch it.
It's not. Dark Phoenix, I saw Dark Phoenix a couple days ago, and it was surprisingly okay.
Yeah.
It looks
never
like
took you as a
needed.
Never took you as a
not
Marvel
what I've
fan
been
too.
hearing.
So
it looks like the most produced film ever made. Like no director made it, only producers around the table.
Yeah, it looks really bad. Are you able to turn your volume up? I bet there's a way that I can do that. I could probably turn you up in the mixer or something.
I was looking.
I actually have started.
I think I can do that.
Really hating Marvel because they're just such a corporation now. It sucks.
I think the big difference between when everyone compares Marvel to the Western time, I think Western still wasn't as corporate. Marvel is such a corporate company to the point where they'll market a film to be for everybody. They won't try and make it unique or anything. The amount of
yeah, it's like factory movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
is there a way?
Well,
I can't figure it out. Can you turn up your volume on your end, Grant? Is there something on your microphone or your mixer or your settings on?
Is that better? Has that made no difference?
It's still very quiet.
Hang on. Maybe headphones will help.
Yeah.
Or just
whatever control you have. Are you using a Mac?
No, I'm using an iPad, and I've got these type of head. Is that better?
Yeah, you know, I was using my iPad last month, and the volume on it did not really work out.
Yeah, you
What
might.
about if I go like this?
I don't even know if I don't even like. You should check your settings and make sure like the mic that you think is your mic is actually your mic. Because who
How
knows? Just
quiet am I? Am I like quite quiet?
you're extremely quiet.
That's
I
so
love how
annoying.
all these hangouts start with you trying to fix someone's mic.
Not all of them.
Yeah,
Just a
It's
Almost.
just
the first one I
typical-
joined.
I wouldn't even say.
First one I joined, it didn't start out like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Um,
something happened with my mic
It's
during
frequent.
the
Mhm.
midpoint.
So, what
I
did
don't
you
know.
think of the original Child's Play?
It was a breath of fresh air directly after watching the remake. And I saw the original a long time ago, and I was never really a fan of it. And the action sequences were really cheesy. But after watching the remake, and immediately while in the theaters for that, even though I'm not like, I didn't even have fun memories of the original, like immediately I'm just like, oh my God, this is such a stupid change. This works so much better. And then just like, as soon as I got home from the theater, I downloaded the original Child's Play and was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this for comparison because I remember this being much better than the remake. And then I did, and I guess I had a newfound appreciation for it because although the uh, the action sequences are still like really cheesy and ineffective because it's like a doll killing people. Although those parts are
Well,
really
I mean,
bad, like everything else around it is really well presented and structured and like respectful, actually. So
Oh, you know,
well,
I
I
have to
give it.
ask.
I
Sorry.
give those parts a pass because they were like it was like 1988, and I don't
that
think they could
does.
have done
I
much better.
mean, there's plenty of films in the '80s that didn't do that.
Well, I mean, with the budget that they had, I think it was only like 10, 15 million.
That's a lot, especially for 1988. Pink Monkey
Yeah.
Bird. I liked One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but I haven't seen it in a while.
I think like the original Nightmare on Elm Street had like 1 million.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a matter of like if you're
Oh.
it's like a presentation thing, right? Like, and it's not just limited to the budget because like it's also
Well,
how it's
yeah.
written and how you decide to shoot it. Because if let's say I don't know, here's an example: opening scene, one of the cheesiest parts of the movie, just like hammer comes out of nowhere, she flies out the window.
Yeah, that was
What
pretty.
I mean,
That's pretty
that has
bad.
nothing to do with the budget. That has literally nothing to do with the budget. What you could do to make it really less cheesy is like just end the scene and then have the mother come home and find her friend dead outside, and then it's left up
That's
to
actually pretty
interpretation,
smart.
right? And then you don't
Yeah.
have that. Like, so it's not about budget. It's about the choices, right? So
Yeah.
The
like
original
any one
Child's
of those
Play,
you can get around just based on like how you show it.
the original Child's Play had like 9 million, and the original Nightmare on Elm Street had 1.8.
Yeah. Yeah. So like the original Nightmare on Elm Street did a lot more with
Yeah.
its like action sequences and like presentation and creativity. The only
Yeah, the
really
behind the
cheesy
scenes.
part of Nightmare on Elm Street is that shot at the end where she gets pulled through the window. But
Oh,
I
I
don't know.
hate that. I fucking hate
It's
that
so
part.
funny. But when I was I think I was 13 or something. When I was 13, I was like, I was kind of scared by it. But
Yeah, the behind the scenes for Nightmare on Elm Street was also fun to watch.
yeah,
Behind the scenes, it's just fun to watch all together for a lot of things.
Like, they had like a wall made out of rubber for the thing where like
For his
Yeah,
face.
he's
I want to
coming through the
I want to do a
wall.
Nightmare on Elm Street marathon. I might do that on Halloween or something. Because
They
like
built
Yeah.
I like fantasy horror.
They built
I
a-
like creative horror.
they built like a giant rotating room
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for the Tina scene. Oh,
Yeah.
I love that part.
It's really cool.
and the Johnny Depp scene.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then it started tilting, and that's what made the blood like slide. I love that.
Yeah, it was
They
really
just
neat.
shot it from like upside down.
I guess during like
Yeah.
the
Spurted blood
entirety
out.
during like the
Speaking-
entirety of filming, they like forced Robert Englund to wear like that makeup. And then like when he ripped it off when he was finally done, his face was like all red and
Yeah.
raw.
and now it's his real face.
But I know, and he said he'd be willing to come back for one more, and that's awesome. The Goldbergs episode.
There's no point in making it without him. Like,
yeah. There's like an episode of the Goldbergs.
Some fucking guy. That stupid remake.
Well, Jackie Earle Haley, I thought he was fine as him, but he just wasn't Robert Englund.
There's no point.
But,
that's how I felt about the new Chucky movie.
Mm.
It's like it's not just the Mark Hamill voice actor thing. I'm not sure if you're aware what they did to it. So the whole serial killer's soul trapped in the doll is gone. Like, that's not a thing anymore. Now it's just like a Black Mirror episode where like a smart home doll is malfunctioning. There's no character. There's no motivation. There's no power dynamic. There's no manipulation.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
There's no goals. Right? It's just like, I'm evil now because I misinterpreted something, like monkey's paw logic. Like, it's dumb.
Yeah, but
everything.
It's way more boring.
Why did I drop the rating of I Heart Huckabees? I don't know. I'm gonna watch it again at some point. I have no idea.
I'd rather
there was
see
an episode.
And thank you for the bits.
I'd rather see it start out with like Mark Hamill as a serial killer, like cutting people up.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, what's stupid about it is they completely get rid of the supernatural element.
But the supernatural element makes it fun, though.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if you're going to get rid of that, like the assumption is like, okay, this is modern. It's going to make more sense. It's not going to be about like voodoo magic, right?
Cool. But then, with the kids.
But then, like, there are more things in this movie that just don't make sense than the original, also. And also, like, if you're trying to keep it contained in this way where like everything is logical and there is no supernatural element, then why can the fucking doll overpower? Like, why can it strangle animals and stab people if it's just a malfunctioning normal doll? Like, the safety feature was removed off the chip. That's the explanation.
Yeah,
it didn't get why does it have super strength all of a sudden?
First and foremost,
in the original, it's like voodoo magic, so you can kind of believe it because it's voodoo magic.
First and foremost, why don't
for that?
I will watch The Wire. Thank you for the bits.
Why don't the servos burn out, though?
My best guess. Okay,
you haven't even seen the movie, though, have you? But go for it.
Oh no, but I mean, if it has like super strength, yeah, I haven't. I wanted to see it yesterday, but I have to have like my mom smuggle me into it and then like leave because it's fucking hard.
Oh yeah, it's rated R in the States. How old are you?
16 as of for a week.
If you were in Canada, you could see it because it's 14A here.
Oh, what the fuck? That'd be awesome.
Also,
but anyways, I'm
rated G.
Yeah, so my so my theory is that it has like it's like really heavy and it has like a lot of wires in it because it's so advanced. But then for it to be able to walk and stand up, it has to have like super strong, like a super strong system. That's my best guess.
That makes no sense.
No.
What do you mean? So, like that means that no one can carry the box out of the store.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I know you're trying, but it's like, trust me that it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I cannot see it. I cannot see it working because what?
Hello, everybody.
Still really quiet.
You are still pretty quiet, but
yeah.
I mean,
is it manageable?
I can understand you.
Yeah. If you have if you have Apple headphones,
not like a mixer thing on this fucking. Let's see.
I mean, maybe you could
adjust
turn him
bandwidth,
up
settings.
I can't do much about it.
Screen share, cameraman.
I'm gonna
try cameraman again.
If you have like those crappy AirPods or whatever they're called.
Oh, I checked.
The microphone.
The whole house.
That was a little bit louder when you said I checked. I'm not sure if it was because you were yelling or not.
Check. Maybe that's what they say before they start.
You were louder for like a tiny bit. I feel like
just start yelling. Just scream.
I feel like the microphone you think is your microphone might not be your microphone. It might be like connected to something else through Bluetooth or something.
But this is
put your microphone down your throat so we can hear you.
This is just like the iPad.
That's better. Whatever you just did right now, that was louder.
So I'm louder now.
Not anymore.
What about now?
It's getting a little farther.
I don't know. I don't know what you were doing here.
What I'll do is I'll just when I need to say something, I'll just ask a question very simply and precise, and then I'll go quiet again.
Okay.
Okay, well, if you're trying to get a word in and everybody else is talking, just wave a bunch to the camera. And
Yeah,
we'll
all
see
right.
if
Yeah,
we
I'll
notice.
Okay.
or
Just
I'll
wave.
scream, or I'll start screaming.
So I was going to say about the whole Chucky having superpowers or not superpowers, super strength. I can't see that working because if he's got servos in his arms, they're gonna burn out. Or
It doesn't make
motors or
any
whatever.
sense.
Yeah.
There's no logic to it. And
No,
they,
if
You know
he
what I just
can't-
they should have
realized?
just had it be supernatural still.
Yeah.
Wait, how do they handle the power? Does he have like batteries or
He's
does he recharge?
rechargeable. He's
What
rechargeable.
wireless
lithium
energy,
ion or whatever
Yeah.
it's called?
Oh.
He's
It'd
got
be
like an
funny
Iron
if he
Man
charged
core,
himself.
basically.
Yeah.
It'd be,
Yeah.
it'd be
pretty
funny
much.
if he
Chucky's just
charged
Iron Man
himself and he
now.
He has a USB-C for a butthole. You just plug it right in.
Oh man. Oh hey,
It's
speaking of
probably
horror
turns him
stuff
on.
though, I do have another game to recommend to you. I will put it in here.
Bloody hell.
We can't keep
Another
recommending
game.
We can't
Yeah,
recommend
man.
games all the time because he still has like 50 to fucking
I'm
play.
gonna
Hey,
fucking
I have more than
give you
50.
a-
I don't.
I'm
So,
gonna-
can you describe what this is before I buy it?
So it's like Silent Hill,
Didn't IHE have a video on it?
Lost in Vivo. I'm
Yeah.
not quite sure, but
Is it Silent Hill on
somebody
drugs?
no, it's Silent Hill on claustrophobia. So
Okay, Papa Adam, Mr. Boy,
Yep.
Mr. Spicy Boy, has some
Sure.
pretty big movie news.
Bloody hell.
I'm fucking excited.
Oh yeah.
I guess this isn't like any movie. Like it's still a very low chance. But remember that movie I told you about, the idea a few months ago, where it's like all the different characters.
I
it's
remember
like the
of you
kids.
telling me about it.
Yeah, Pyrocynical had a
so-
video on it.
Oh,
Huh?
he was
Oh,
talking about
gosh.
something else. Just
somebody
Pardon?
brought it up, but
Can you hear me?
Oh.
Am I-
someone said
so-
something about Toy Story 3 a little bit ago, or
Toy
Toy
Story
Story
3 's a
4.
bad
So
Toy Story
I
3 's a bad
talked.
film.
Fuck's sake. I talked to Dan Aykroyd a couple weeks ago, and he said that he'll try to get me or try to help me make it a real thing.
interesting.
So I like finished the final draft, and I mailed it to him, or I'm gonna mail it to him today.
Mhm.
Like, so this might actually happen. I'll need
really
like Warner
cool.
Brothers. I'll need Warner Brothers, Disney, Paramount, and Sony to all play nice, and
yeah.
Universal. But
That's mad.
if they do, I mean, Disney and Warner Brothers played nice before in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, so that might work.
What?
Works for
But I'm
Smash
really
Brothers.
excited.
One
Yeah.
piece of advice that I'm gonna give you right now. That, who knows? Maybe it'll be worthless, or maybe you'll appreciate it. Always a really, really, really good idea not to tell people about projects unless they're like already greenlit and happening. Because then, if you
Yeah.
create that, like, I mean, just for like, I guess like personal reasons in my own experience, if you build things up and you tell people like, oh, this might be happening, and then it doesn't, then it's really awkward when people like, hey, is that thing still happening? And then it's like,
Oh, yeah,
and then you have
hasn't
like
gone.
50 people all asking you about it, and then it just sucks. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's my advice
I
anyway.
should probably keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I'm
For me,
just
I
like
just-
really hyped. I
Yeah.
know it's so
I mean,
small
no,
chance
that's
of it
really cool.
happening.
But like, I mean, just that there's so many like maybes in the
Yeah.
entertainment industry. There's so many like
Yeah.
attempts. There's so many like, oh, I'm in talks to do this, that just never happen. That it's always like just a good idea not to say anything about it until it's for sure. You know, like that Blondie thing I had going on. I didn't talk about that until it was like already a thing.
Yeah,
So it would have
well,
been really weird if that didn't happen.
So, Adam, did you get around to watching the third John Wick?
No, I didn't even get around to watching the
Fucking
second.
awesome.
So,
Oh, wow.
Wait, you didn't
I
do that
did.
collab? You didn't do that collab with Blondie?
no, I did.
No, he did.
Oh.
I
was the
didn't
point.
talk. I didn't talk about it until it
Yeah.
was already made.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a
Until they
cover
like sent me a
fragment.
song, basically. So I kept it a
Oh,
secret for
okay.
like a year and a half.
So,
My dad and my sister like forced me to do
Hello.
a John Wick marathon.
I mean,
Sorry, sorry. I had a bit of trouble getting on because I'm on mobile because my sister's asleep. Yeah,
Oh, no worries.
I will
Oh,
say
man, Grant.
the third one I did actually.
Sorry, what were you trying to say, Will? He just got in
Oh
here.
no, sorry. I was just saying I'm the guy who just typed in chat and said that
Oh, awesome. Cool.
9 years and I haven't participated yet.
Oh,
Do I
thank
know
you so
you?
much.
But I was forced to like do a John Wick marathon. Honestly, I actually did kind of enjoy the third one, but the first two were like pretty. The first one was pretty fucking insufferable, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's why I didn't watch the second. I just like I couldn't.
The second one was slightly better because it took itself less seriously.
That's kind of the impression I get.
Well,
The problem is like
less seriously as it goes, and I feel that the third one's actually the best one so far.
Yeah, dude, when those dogs were on screen, I was fucking happy. So
yeah, my experience of like the John Wick franchise has been tainted from so many people insisting that the first movie was this kind of like, oh, it's just a bunch of action, you're not supposed to take it seriously. And in my head, I'm like, oh great, another like Crank or like The Raid or something like that, where they don't try to bullshit you at any point, and it's just like action, like Hardcore Henry, something like that.
Yeah.
And then I watch it, and the first 20 minutes are literally this like sap story about like, oh, my dog. That's super, super serious, and none of it is ironic, and it's played completely straight. I was just like, this isn't what you said it would be at all.
So you're saying like if they hadn't have made it that kind of like told it to you that kind of way.
Well, I mean, even if nobody said
yeah.
anything, the first 20 minutes would have been obnoxious to me.
Fair enough.
But I feel like it was like extra tainted just by like, what is this? What this
like the first one's like 20 minutes is just to give like context that John has like this big baddie reputation, and that's about it. That's the only purpose for it. So I feel once they have that out of the way, and it's in the second and the third movie, they could focus harder on the action, and it definitely comes into its own there.
I'll watch it.
It's one of those things that could have been done better.
Yeah,
everything could be done better.
I only saw it once, a few months, or like when it came out of theaters, and I loved it, and I never saw anything to do with it again.
I think the only thing the first one has going for it is the choreography of the fighting, but everything else is very generic.
Yeah, I hear the fight choreography is really good.
Yeah, like Keanu went through like a shit ton more training, and then they also try to avoid like the shaky camera movements you see in a lot of like action scenes and shit, so that you can.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, as a character, John Wick is very bland. I think if he was played by like anyone less recognizable than Keanu Reeves, I don't think people would really give as much of a shit.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't think they're not trying to make John Wick a likable character. They just gave him motive to be a badass, and he's just trying to be a badass.
No, they're definitely trying to make him a likable character as well.
They're trying to make him like sympathetic for sure.
Yeah, that's why they have the whole thing with the dog to begin with.
They want you to love
him
and think what he's doing.
It's like I feel we keep saying it's the dog. Well, the dog is more of like his last connection to his dead wife. That like he did crazy shit to be able to get out.
Yeah, but
he wasn't even there. When
but the meme is the dog.
He just left him a dog.
Personifying that, encapsulating that within this like dog is like
this little pup.
It seems more.
Can we all agree that like dog deaths in movies are 99.9% of the time super manipulative?
Yeah,
Like I was just watching Chernobyl, and I was like,
please,
wow, like they're shooting the dog.
Dog death,
and then it cuts
in real
to them
life
like
are manipulative.
It cuts to them eating sausage on their break. I'm like, those animals probably suffered more. But
you know,
like I'm supposed to feel sad right now.
I do have to mention that because I am writing something, and one part, a dog is dying. This mother's dog is dying. It's symbolism because her children have moved out of the house and times are changing. So,
fair one.
It depends on how it's done, but 99.9% of the time it's super manipulative.
I'm gonna make it
technically
no sound
all
effects.
dogs are dying.
And
technically, we're all.
What
dying.
about Marley and Me? Is Marley?
Synecdoche.
Well, okay, so I should mention this because I did write this scene right after a cat that's been in our family for years has been put down.
I'm sorry.
And so I wrote this scene with the thought of no soundtrack, no sounds, just a low tone, just ringing, just like, I don't know, like freaking tinnitus.
What
I don't know.
the fuck? Ringing? Just make it silent.
Well, I could make it just like, I don't want it to be like, people thinking, oh, is something wrong with my audio system or something like that.
Yeah.
They would think that more if it was ringing.
Can I say this?
No. Just go for the low bass drone.
Low bass drone.
Go for the
like if you
go for like the earthquake.
No,
in the
do the
distance.
Inception horn.
Actually, you know that sound? Yeah, sure. That's gonna make the scene very emotional, but
it'll be impactful.
Oh no, my dog is dead.
Oh, this is epic.
I would say when you're making a film with sound effects, you need to decide whether you want it to be kind of fourth wall breaking to the point where people notice it, and like you make like an eerie sound that goes on for ages and then people notice it, or you want it to be something that people don't even notice until it's finished, if that makes any sense.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think the low rumble kind of thing is like a subtle enough one where there's still sound.
Slight bass distortion.
I feel like the ringing sound effect has been a cliche after like people get hit with a grenade in war movies.
Oh yeah, that's
play
nice.
the Mike Myers piano when it dies. Fuck it.
Oh, dude.
I'm not going to play fucking music.
Play Despacito.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Like Alexa, play Despacito.
This is so sad. Alexa,
I
or
saw,
alternate universe Alexa, play Despacito.
Yeah, Alex, play Despacito.
I
don't like Despacito.
This is so sad. Alexa, play Pizza Grips.
No. Play a slowed down, low pitch version of Crab Rave.
Oh my goodness! For the longest time, there was something I've been meaning to read you guys. I may have mentioned it before. I used to work at Musician's Friend.
Why are peanut butter packages so hard to open?
That's very interesting, but
sorry.
Anyway, no, it's fine. If you guys, so am I cutting out at all? Because I think you guys want to hear this. Okay. Or
I don't. I'm kidding.
What are you saying though? Like what's happening? What?
Let me
got
give you some context. So I was working emails this one night. It doesn't give away any like compromising details, just so you guys know. So it was safe to take.
You start naming some emails out for no reason.
Release the emails.
Yeah, sure.
Pizzagate.
So
release the drone.
After I look at this, it just makes me laugh because they sound batshit crazy. And
sure.
So they ordered something for their little concert, and this is what I titled "Thanks, Portia." So it starts with, "I will be getting the JBL Eon 615 two-way loudspeakers for Bluetooth speakers. JBL did it, and you guys carry it. Rock and roll!" ! After a huge space. We have been working for years to get our music ready for performances, and this gives us the ability to give us our music. This gives us the ability to have our music presented properly.
The operability.
Okay. We do music of the spheres. It is not like anything anyone has ever wrote out before. It is music with the highest light frequencies in it. Higher frequencies than gamma light. We use pre-light and pre-sound light frequencies and pre and pink white light frequencies.
Is it 10D audio?
I don't know, but these are the highest light frequencies. We received everything at 24-bit, 96,000 hertz. To be able to record as much of the light frequencies as possible.
This isn't music, it's light.
Speakers up to this time wouldn't be able to present these high-risk frequencies through the music. But they said high-risk.
Not to mention that the human ear can't hear them.
But I think
can't hear colors, man.
But
it's music for dolphins.
Dude, they're high on mescaline.
And But I think that these JBL Eon 615s might do well with the performance in carrying our music that is full of light frequencies. If you are interested in the music of the Spheres music, they have music in there twice. The way we do it, it is explained on our website. And am I free to post it?
What, the website?
Yes.
Is it like someone's personal information?
No. It's just a website for their music.
Aligning with the harmony
That's kind
of
of
creation.
personal information, though.
Okay, well, I won't post it then, but let me just say...
I don't want to, like... I don't want to
Web.
raid them.
No, it's available on YouTube. Just look up Music of the Spheres, and then there's like a 3-hour video by Metaverse, and it's Music of the Spheres aligning with the harmony of creation at 432 hertz.
Okay. Yeah, I'm skipping through this. This is
the visuals look cool.
Yeah,
it look like
it's all them light frequencies, yo.
Looks like one of those things you can get through like stock footage online.
That sounds like a white noise machine.
Yeah, that doesn't.
I don't even know what
That's really gimmicky.
I honestly do not know what I replied to them at the time. I think I was like, cool. We hope you enjoy the JBL Eon 615s or whatever.
Mm-hmm. You could have just ordered them. You didn't have to tell us your life story. Like,
did you ever? Do you remember when like Monster, the like audio company, was just so like all their shit's so expensive, right? And they'll sell like these monster audio cables that are literally just like 1/4-inch jacks, but for like 20 times the price.
I know their
as, like,
prices are monstrous.
And like I worked at Best Buy and you could see the markup on this shit where it's like the cost to manufacture it was like no different than just a normal cable. And so I think there was this article that came out where like people did a blind test with and found out that the average person could not tell the difference between using a high super extreme monster cable and a coat hanger.
Was that the actual?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I do have this. I don't know if it'll zoom in, but it's a monster line in, and I thought it'd be great. It costed $15. It has like a low ringing in it every time I plug it into something.
They're just cables, man. Like well, I mean,
unless all their cables are made of silver, it doesn't conduct any faster than copper.
Like,
I know.
It's kind of useless because no matter what music you're listening to, the musicians didn't record using those cables. They just used normal cables.
Oh,
right?
gosh.
So, like,
nonetheless, I was going to share that for the longest time, though. I'm glad I finally got that.
Well, thank you.
So,
they do sound pretty crazy. Like, I don't want to on anybody's like beliefs, but
it was funny because the thing is, I'm Christian myself, and I think that's batshit crazy. So
Are you implying you're batshit crazy?
Wait, what?
You said you were Christian yourself, and that even you.
No, the stereotype is that we're crazy. So
only like some are crazy.
Yeah, no, honestly,
depending on who you ask and where you live.
Yeah,
you know, actually, we had one of those in like our church small group, and she was insane.
It happens.
Someone's asking if I'm going to see Toy Story 4. Probably, but not right away. I'm going to wait until the hype dies down a little because I'm just going to make people mad. There's no way I'm going to be like, yeah, this is a masterpiece. Like, I'm sorry.
You should just review Frozen again.
Already, some people were posting in my subreddit saying that there were plot conveniences everywhere, and I'm just thinking, like, that's going to bug me. And that's not surprising, right? And, like, Toy Story 3 had, like, a 99 Rotten Tomatoes also, and I did not like that movie, so...
Well,
I really, like,
It's not a movie that sells on its merits. It's a movie that sells on the fact that it's your fucking childhood, and we're going to rape it in front of you.
I'm not what would you give Toy Story 3 out of 10? I don't think you said in that video.
I think I said I gave it a 6, maybe a 5.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't even like hate it. I just thought it was like extremely overrated.
Like,
yeah, I think so too. But I still think it was like good.
You see this expression I have right now?
Yeah.
this is what I was doing the entire film of Toy Story 3 when I went and saw it. I was not impressed.
Not gonna lie, I teared up at the end, but you know that's
the
kind
end
of how
is
it goes.
I couldn't take it seriously. I couldn't take it seriously at all, and it just felt manipulative. Like I don't really
dude, I
give
was
it.
just
It really
fucking
doesn't
bored.
fucking matter if Woody and Buzz die. And first of all, you're not gonna do it. You're a Pixar movie.
Yeah, as soon
right?
as Toy Story 3 ended, I was like, oh damn it, they're making a fourth.
I would like to
I
imagine
mean,
though.
Pixar kills characters all the time.
Not the whole cast.
Not the whole cast.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like it really looked like they were gonna die.
No, it didn't.
Dude, I would not even be surprised.
It did not seem for an instant that they were gonna do it. I was like, oh, what are you gonna do now?
Literal Deus.
Like this is
What
a
are you
kids,
gonna do now? Do
it's a
it,
kids
do
movie.
it, pussy.
It's a kids. You would have heard articles about like crying kids, like everywhere. Like
You
they're
remember
not
when they
gonna do
accidentally
that.
played our
Wait, did you see this video where it's this guy? Did you see this video where this guy like showed his family the
I
end
saw
of
that,
Toy Story? Yeah, it just
He
cuts.
changed it.
He edited out the ending and just made it cut to credits as soon as they
Yeah,
go
that
into
was
the fire.
hilarious, and it was like sad music.
My brother,
like
my brother had like the funniest idea for like those horse movies.
Here? Down here. Sorry.
You're very quiet.
I'm trying to like sit. Is that louder? That louder? That
That's much louder.
What here?
Yeah.
That's louder.
Well,
I'm
not
just
not
we just,
anymore.
we
It
just get to
was.
stare at your.
Yell.
We just get to stare at
keep
your
yelling.
cabinets.
Just keep yelling. What about that?
That's quiet again. I don't know what the deal is with your setup.
Put your iPad in a wind tunnel. We'll be able
What,
to
what
hear
were you gonna say? Just say your thing, and then Jordan had something.
What, me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Were you? Well, I mean, you seemed like you were saying something,
Okay,
but
yeah. I want to ask you this: with your music, when you bring it out, are you going to do singles first, or is it going to be the whole album?
there's gonna be a single or two.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I listen to like 5 new albums a week, so I'm very intrigued to hear this.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm excited to get it out. It's
Oh,
almost-
man.
I just wanted to go back to something that Adam said earlier. I haven't seen almost any hype whatsoever for Toy Story 4.
Me neither.
What do
Are you
mean?
sure?
There's been, like countless interviews. It's like
Oh,
all the
Oh,
with like
If
Keanu
you've been
Reeves
on
and
the
shit.
internet, you should have seen it.
oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I thought you meant
there's
like
not
felt the
hype.
hype.
No,
No,
there's
I've
no
seen tons of-
hype.
I've seen
It's
tons of
just
hype.
people being. No, it's just people being pleasantly surprised that it isn't complete shit and that it's like all right.
Critical.
And there
all
are
right.
there are parts where
Yeah.
people like most people are saying it's better than the third one, so that's
I'd say
nice, I
people seem
guess.
excited.
Oh
Sorry,
well, I
Jordan,
don't
what were
know
you gonna
who
say
those.
before?
Oh yeah, so just all the talk of the Toy Story stuff, it made me think of something. My brother was thinking of like a horse movie where it ends with the horse breaking its leg and they just put it down
Good.
and the credits roll
Yeah, that's it.
and
Good.
it's just a bottle of glue in the background with "You've Got a Friend in Me" playing.
That's
Nice.
So
no.
Fuck horses.
What if it was for Toy Story 3? Like the writers were actually like, okay, well now and then we kill them, and then the producers are like, no, you can't do that. Like how J.K. Rowling wanted to do with Harry Potter, where she's like, and Harry's dead, and they're like, no, you can't
There's-
fucking do that.
I just
No.
like it. The emotions in the Toy Story franchise. Well, at least the third one. I like the first two. The emotions in the third movie just feel so forced and fake.
Yeah.
The whole thing feels
The
manipulative.
bad film.
It's like it's when they stopped being genuine and started just trying to like
Cash
be as
in.
be
Well,
as
the
like
end,
much
not
of a machine as possible. You know.
well, no.
Right.
The part that did feel genuine was
Trash
when he was. No, the
You
part
both said
that
things at
did.
the same time. I didn't hear you.
Oh,
What?
you want to go?
No, you go. You go.
Oh, okay, dog bless. So the part that did feel genuine, at least to me in Toy Story 3, hey, that rhymes, was when he was like giving all his toys to Bonnie. Like that was pretty.
I didn't
Yeah.
feel that way. It
Well,
felt so funny to
That's
me
what I wa-
watching
it
this
felt
like
pretty manipulative, honestly.
watching this like adult like carry Woody on his back and pretend to be a horse and like
This is
Here,
how I
like,
play with my
teaching-
toys. and this is
teaching
how
her
you
how to
have
play with the toys was so weird and like
Ugh.
creepy.
So forced.
Andy's
Yeah.
gonna grow up to be a kitty
Yeah,
diddler.
just give her the
Like,
toys.
Oh, God.
You don't have
He
to
already grew up
like.
to be
It's
one.
so weird. Like
Andy's
he's
gonna-
got some issues with how emotionally attached he is to these toys.
Yo, Reddit, get on it. Andy being a kid diddler.
Well, I
fan
mean-
theory.
Okay, I mean,
To be fair, I'm kind of like that too.
Yeah, well, you're not off to college right now.
Well, I mean, well, I won't be, but I'll be the age of like being in college in a few years, and I still collect Lego sets. So
I know, but you're not gonna like if you donate your toy to the kid across the street who's like 3, you're not gonna be like, hey, you have to play with it this way.
Even
I mean,
as a
Like
kid, I never
you
gave a
can't
fuck.
play with it the way you want to play.
Like-
This is how you play with it.
Even
Why
when
can't
I was a
we-
well, I
kid,
mean, I'm
didn't.
kind of fucked up like that. I might like, hey,
Okay.
this is a cowboy.
Gosh, like, you know,
I'm
one thing I
fucked in
never
the
asked
head.
was like,
Even as a
Yeah,
kid,
well-
But I feel
Even-
like if I were to do it, and sorry,
Even as
Oh,
a
no,
kid,
it's
I never gave a fuck about toys. I always just played video games.
So
You never
really?
get
What were
too
you saying,
old for
Will?
those.
Will was gonna
oh
say
no,
something?
I was just saying with like maybe if I was like 15 years old. I mean, even when I was 15, you know, I wouldn't go as far as he did in Toy Story 3. But like now, my age, it would just be like going up to the kid, only if
getting
his mum
arrested.
was there or something like that, and just putting down the box of toys and saying, "Hey, you might like, you know, what's in there."
Yeah.
And that'll be the
Play
end
with
of it.
these, bitch.
sup, dipshit, I think you might like these. See ya.
It was really, really weird and creepy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dude
Well,
in the
I
chat,
think what-
Grant, it was still weird and creepy. I'm not describing it any.
I mean, honestly, I do keep
Like-
stuff like this, and if I have a kid,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to him or
Sure.
her.
It's just
Yeah,
it's
I
completely
think-
different though. It's,
Like, why did he have to get rid of them? Just wait till he has
So,
kids and give them to them.
Off
you know?
topic.
Yeah,
He
because it
probably
needed
knew
an
he'd always be a
emotional
virgin.
ending. It needed to
Yeah.
manipulate us. That's why.
So off topic, I celebrated Pride Month in probably the most balls to the wall way.
Nice.
First time being in a nightclub that also happened to be a
Gosh.
gay bar with a BDSM event going down.
Hmm
Oh,
It was
wonderful.
actually no, it was actually super fun.
yeah,
Like,
it
everybody was like really friendly and chill. Like it was
Mhm.
pretty awesome. And then I had a bunch of Irish car bombs and kind of like stumbled around for a bit.
hmm
Dude,
Oh,
I'm
fun.
so sick of fucking Pride Month. And here's why. No, I'm not
Careful what you say
homophobic. Don't
there.
you fucking dare.
They
I
won't
think
care if you.
you should be. No, I think everyone should be accepting of each other. Like, yeah, no shit. But I don't see
Oh,
why
yeah.
people are proud of their sexual orientation. You shouldn't be proud if you're straight, and you shouldn't be proud if you're gay. Like, it's not something to be proud of. Just accept yourself. You should be proud of personal achievements that you like achieved by yourself, not just
Well,
random
sometimes-
fucking coincidences. Like, hey, I like pussy, dude. I'm proud.
Well, what if
Yeah,
what if
that's-
it's less about being proud of your sexual orientation and more about being proud that you're open about it?
yes, yeah.
I think that's it. It's more
I
less
guess.
being proud that you take it in the butt or give it in the butt, but more proud that
Proud that you're not afraid to be
Yeah.
who you are.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
Especially
I think
for, like, so
that's
long,
more
like,
the
there
idea.
was,
Can I-
like,
But
yeah.
I understand your perspective, and
Yeah,
I don't think
I wanna
that
say
you're a
this.
hateful
To
person
be-
for having that perspective. But I do think that
Thank
there's
you.
more to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To be
I-
quite honest,
I mean, that's
I'd
oddly enough
forgotten
kind
it
of
was
close to my
Yeah.
perspective, and I am gay.
it's
If people like
I-
Pride,
I,
it's fine. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I
think-
went to Pride before, and it's like you've
Yeah.
seen it a couple times. You've seen it every time, you know.
it's
So
like,
it's like
to
I don't
be
bother
honest,
with that anymore. It's just
I
like
I just
I
don't
can
like-
I don't need to go
forgot it was
outside.
Pride Month until I'd seen somebody like in a wizard outfit with the fucking gay flag as a cape. Like, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, it's June, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, at that point, those people are just mentally disabled. Like, hey, I'm gonna be a fucking gay wizard. Yay!
actually,
Nothing wrong with that.
I really dig.
Well,
the
no,
wizard
but I
outfit.
mean,
was
like,
dude,
because
fuck
it's
yeah.
fucking
Hey,
June.
come on. I mean, at least they're having fun, right?
I don't see
Can I
anything
say-
wrong with that. You can just
It's
choose
just a-
not to be
for a
around it.
laugh.
They're not harming anyone.
It's not
They're-
like
Yeah.
usually I don't know. The thing is like Pride festivities, they're usually like a parade down an area downtown or something
This
that
is a
like
cramped
is the
nightclub.
same every
There
year.
are
Like
apartments where people just want to take a nap and then, hey, I'm a wizard, woo, and fucking parades. Like, that part gets
can you
annoying.
I don't think that somebody dressing up as a wizard outside is going to disturb your nap.
Grant's
Yeah.
trying to say
I
something.
mean, like, as they, well, I'm a heavy sleeper, or not a heavy sleeper, I'm a light
A light
sleeper.
sleeper.
But,
Yeah, sorry, what?
But like when they're like chanting and like screaming with the parade, that's when I just want to yell and tell them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, but like
'cause,
you can't.
stop it.
There's more than just the Pride parade, right? Like if you
Yeah.
have an apartment downtown, you should be. There's no way you can be a light sleeper and then just get an apartment downtown and be like,
Yeah,
oh
like-
no, every night, like you're gonna hear ambulances, and
Worst
police
decision
cars,
ever.
and like
and,
the
like,
bar
trains.
scene is dead. Like that's an unreasonable like, and then you're just only gonna complain when it's the Pride Parade. Like, okay,
Well, I mean,
Maybe it's just you don't get
I
sleep
mean,
at all
like-
when you played the game.
I don't think he was only complaining about the Pride Parade. I think really what he was saying is it's June now. That's the parade that's going on at the moment. I'm sure, every single parade that happens
They
probably
don't need to
Yeah.
contribute to the noise.
because
Like,
yeah, like,
parades.
there's more than just the other parades exist.
Yeah, I
right?
know, but that's my point. Like parades in general are just annoying, and then that just like pointlessly adds to it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hey, sorry.
If you can hear me,
Grant's trying to talk.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
well,
it's-
listen, everybody, be very quiet.
I appreciate this. It's
Okay.
so nice. Yeah, I feel like in society, of course, I agree that we should accept many things and people being themselves, but also I do think we should criticize when people are doing things that harm themselves. I'm not saying being gay is harming yourself. I'm just
Yes,
saying
it is.
that- no, I don't think that. I just think that the like Me Too movement and everything that's turned into that has become so negative because people are using it because they are emotionally unwell. So they're using a platform to feed that energy on, right? And I feel like there's loads of gay people out there. There's loads of gay people who just don't care. They're just like, yeah, we're just doing our thing, everything's all right.
Oh yeah, the whole SJW thing.
Well, if you
feel
give
like-
if you give any human being, regardless of political affiliation, if you give any group of people any kind of power or platform over somebody else, then someone's going to abuse it. That's just a human
100%.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Especially
that
that
has
it's
nothing to
filtered in
do with
Hollywood.
like any kind of-
Especially that it's filtered in Hollywood right now. It's coming from Hollywood, which is the most primal place for something with power like that.
yeah, it's just human beings being dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think we can. I think we can all agree on one thing: there are two fucking genders, no more, no less.
Depending on how you define it.
Careful.
Sure.
I say
No,
I
no,
say
they're just two
biology
genders,
takes
male
a-
and female.
So for
There's
being
nothing else.
biologically,
biology
yes,
takes a huge factor into it, but if you decide that you don't like one and want to go to be the other, that's your business. But all this shit in between is getting a little fucking out of hand.
What I don't
I really
like.
don't
Coming
care.
out of hand
It's
if
like,
they're- if they're
be
I'm
you,
mentally ill.
do
I'm
Sorry,
a
what
real
are you saying, Grant?
free speech kind of guy. If somebody wants to identify as whatever, I don't give a shit. So
Yeah, it's
You're a real boy.
like
But what I hate.
it's like I was annoyed by it for a bit, but then I was like, well, if I don't want to see it or be annoyed by it, I just don't have to look at it.
yeah,
exactly.
Which is the
Yeah.
same
I think-
argument that we give them,
Yeah.
where they're like, "Oh man, like you said this mean thing online." We're like, "Don't look at it." And then when we're all yelling, we're like, "Oh, you're stupid because you
That's a
think
good
you're a
point.
helicopter." Well, we don't have to look at their shit either.
That's a really good point.
yeah. I mean, just I'm a big fan of the Bill Burr approach of just stop giving a shit about what other people are doing and let people live their lives.
Bill Burr is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, but I feel like he's become a
Yeah.
worse comedian since having that. Well,
Say that
I
again.
think anyone
Listen
should.
very carefully. Say that again.
I feel like he's become a worse comedian since having that epiphany.
What do you mean? He's great. I love Bill Burr.
He was.
Try speaking into the top of your iPad rather than
What, up here?
bottom.
Is that better?
A little?
Yeah, actually.
No way. Is that better?
A little, yeah.
We get to see your beard.
Like,
I'm gonna make
no,
some noodles.
Is it
I'll
like
be back.
20% better?
Make
No.
some noodles.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's on the
yeah,
side.
man.
The funniest thing for me is I do browse like the r/Tumblr in action, and that shit's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny watching the insane parts of said community because they don't know what they're fucking talking
There's
about. A lot of
people
them.
everywhere. Like I don't think it's unreasonable to criticize any movement or any political affiliation or the extremes of any of them or the crazy people. Like,
Well, of
There's
course not. But if you do, you're a
I do
bigot.
if it's hurting culture.
yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
can go either way, right? It
If it's
depends on what
hurting
you focus
culture,
on. It depends on like what you consider to be like a pressing issue or political movement or problem, I guess.
Gosh,
Right?
like
You can find that no matter what group you're looking at if you're trying. So
one thing that I remember is that what was it? Oh yeah, a lot of times on Tumblr in action, they usually say like they wish they were autistic, and it's like, no, you don't. No, you do not. So
Yeah,
I think
certainly.
I
I
think-
feel autistic sometimes. So
me too. I think though, if you're autistic, you have a choice whether you want to like, it's like discipline in any human being. It's like discipline in any human being. Like, even autistic people could become disciplined and use it for becoming even socially aware. Because obviously
Like
they
me.
struggle with social awareness, so they could get disciplined to even understand and be smart on that and all that.
it's also like a pretty broad generalization.
No, of course.
Just word, right?
But autism.
Yeah, no, it's huge
There's
spectrum. I mean,
You can't
spectrum.
like define like Frankie McDonald is a very different autistic person than
Chris Chan.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
I guess.
This
We
really is
always
my-
come back to Chris Chan. We're not doing it this time.
Well, no, Chris Chan, please.
Just 'cause
I
of
watched too many.
personality.
I watched too much Frederick Knudsen, or Down the Rabbit Hole.
Down the rabbit hole. is
Who
a
has
badass
seen Under the
series.
Silver
I hung
Lake?
out with him a
I
couple
know.
months ago.
Oh, really?
Has
Is he
anyone
cool?
here seen Under the Silver Lake?
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
Have you guys
I,
seen Under the Silver Lake?
Yeah, of course.
What a
Hey.
fucking great film!
3 times.
Hey, does anyone know if the coil is fucking
It's
burnt?
amazing.
What's a great film?
Under the Silver Lake.
Oh,
You want to know what else is a great film? Twisted Pair.
Yes.
I got
I'm
around to
kidding.
buying.
I haven't seen it yet.
I want to see.
I
Twisted
really
Pair.
want to.
I got around to buying fucking They Shall Not Grow Old, the World War I documentary with Peter Jackson.
yeah.
It was actually super good. I still love the fuck
Does
out
it
of
have
it.
like a Region 1 Blu-ray now or what?
I bought it HD on YouTube.
Okay. On
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Did it come with the like post-credits half an hour thing where Peter Jackson explains how he did it?
No, I don't think it
That was
does.
a thing in the theaters, and I'm hoping that's on the Blu-ray because it had like that was. I found that even more interesting than the movie, honestly.
Yeah, no, it was super impressive. Like all the restoration and stuff they did, it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh,
if you can
okay.
find that like half-hour little mini documentary of him just explaining what they did to the footage, like that's awesome. Like that's
It feels like the end of like, so on VHS, if you got a VHS copy of Labyrinth, you know, Jim Henson,
yeah.
at the end of it, they'd be like, this is how we made the movie and shit. Like, these are all the puppets. This is the little person we crammed in the hoggle suit and shit. And it was really cool. Like, I love shit like that.
This is how we got David Bowie to say tra la la. So,
It's like they actually interviewed David Bowie, and he was like, yeah, when they approached me to do the Goblin King, I responded to them, what other excuse do I have to dance around with a bunch of puppets and a baby?
that sounds about right. David Bowie seemed like a cool dude. I don't really listen to his music, but he seems like an awesome guy.
I feel it was more like he had
He's dead.
He had some good music, but it was like
I know.
what he stood for, like in like appearance and just kind of being like, you know, out there. Like he was, his life is strange. Like if you go, like read up on him, like he was actually he referred to himself as a closet heterosexual because everybody assumed he was gay from how he looked.
Is there
Closet
we don't even have it.
heterosexual.
Do we? Is there a David Bowie biopic that exists or no?
I don't know. Let me take a look.
I think people could make one.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I actually kind of wonder.
There isn't.
Yeah,
I kind of
they
wonder
focus-
if there's going to be like a massive flood of musician biopics.
There's apparently one that's like in the works. It's called Stardust.
Oh.
What I really
Stop.
want is
It
a
won't
man.
have any of David Bowie's music in it, says his son. That's an interesting decision, but I feel it would be more appropriate because it's about the man rather than the man's music. So that way you actually come because you're legitimately interested in Bowie himself, as opposed to wanting to go and jam out to some of his tracks in a movie theater.
If
But they'll put his
musician that I
music in
really-
the trailer. $10 says his music will be in the trailers.
I mean, sure.
If there's one musician that I really want to see a biopic for, it's Manson.
Is
Manson.
Charles Manson?
Why Charles Manson?
is it pronounced biopic or biopic?
I think
Biopic.
I don't know. Either way, like
Someone
I've
in
heard
this
it both-
call
I've heard
said
it both
biopic,
ways.
and now I hate them.
they're UK. It's fine. They say shit different, like aluminium and stuff.
Yeah.
Aluminium isn't. You're supposed to say aluminum.
I say aluminum because I recognise that it's the right way to say it.
Yes, you're a good boy. Thank you.
Some people just change the spelling.
Sorry.
Wow.
That's my notification sound.
The worst show on television.
People look at me funny when I
Murda.
pronounce karaoke correctly.
Breaking Bad was the worst show on television.
Now you're just being controversial here.
Lol. No, I'm
Now?
kidding. It was probably the best. Second best. Regular show was the best.
Honestly, it's. Oh yeah, I forgot.
What?
I don't usually like the feminist garbage that they're putting out today, but I did watch like a little bit of The Handmaid's Tale
Hey,
season 3.
guys, we have a free game on Steam if you are
Oh,
interested.
what is it?
It's called Kabounce. It's free, so who gives a shit?
Kabounce.
I don't know. My buddy linked it, and that's why my phone went off.
I think I've been waiting 45 minutes to ask you this, Adam.
Sure.
But because someone interrupted me, I forgot who.
Sure.
But the reason
Might
I
be
brought
me.
up my movie was because I was going to ask what character you think I should add from any of those studios.
I don't have a perspective. It's your project.
Yeah, it's,
Well, I mean,
I
I'm trying to
can't-
get input from people. Like
The thing
any
is-
character.
Just go with what you feel right and what you like.
All right.
Man. Your project.
Well, I mean,
Cool
there's
cat.
going to be...
I don't know.
Fuck
I'm
yes,
only-
fuck yes.
I know, I'm only an
I'll put him
aspired
in the
writer.
Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park.
Caden
I mean, there's
Cotter.
gonna be an epic
giant Jeff
scene with
Goldblum.
like a ton of characters, like it just in about it. It'll make Avengers Endgame look like a cat video because it'll be so epic.
It's
Mhm.
like, I have this pineapple vinegar, and I don't know how to feel about it.
The thief from
Well,
the Holy Mountain.
So the problem is if you go to others for advice on writing your story, it's probably gonna mix up your views on things.
It's going to
Even when
stop
it comes
being
to
your
just-
project at that point.
Yeah,
because
pretty much.
everybody
Can't
else
do it
will
for you.
have their finger in the pudding.
You know, it's funny because I had my friend who, like, I've been working on this project for over 8 years, and so, but he wanted to be a part of like the writing process, and I was like, sure. And he just wanted to make some of the characters hermaphrodites, and I was like, never mind. So that's the
Okay, I
problem
just
with other
added-
people putting your inputs on it.
I just added Cool Cat to the
ideas.
list. He'll be in the background running at Stormtroopers.
Perfect.
have fun with
Yeah.
Derek Savage. though.
There's a game.
Oh, I
wanna
don't
make,
care. No, he'll just be in the background like the CGI model, I guess, and it'll just like be a little tiny thing that you have to spot.
Well,
Yeah,
I just
sleeping well.
registered Kabounce to my account.
Somebody's asking about Black Mirror season 5. I kind of forgot that I watched it. I really liked the first episode. Second episode
Me
was
too.
garbage.
I
It
thought
was all right.
By the way,
Wait,
what are the
the-
chances that he is because I guess he's saying he's gonna finish the school shooting one now, but with PewDiePie.
But he's not, because PewDiePie's not on board, and he shouldn't be dangling the possibility of
Oh,
that.
he's not?
because of- yeah. I mean,
Wait.
PewDiePie has never contacted him about this. He said, I'm in like a Twitter post or something. And then Derek Savage made a video being like, oh, we're going to try to call out PewDiePie and be like, hey, just be in the thing. That video got like 500,000 views. And like, and PewDiePie never officially responded. Maybe because I had filled him in on the lore. Maybe because I explained to him like, hey, he's tried to get 2 other YouTubers in his projects before, and he just basically scammed the people that donated and changed his funding like after he got the money for it.
And
Changed
Daddy
the
Derek used to be great.
So-
Now he's just like,
yeah,
not
like
that
you can't trust the
anymore.
guy. You can't trust him.
I
Like
know.
it would be cool to have PewDiePie and Cool Cat stop the school shooting, but like chances are, if you got PewDiePie on board, first thing he would do would be, oh, I'm doing a new funding campaign. PewDiePie, can you share this to all your audience? He'd get a bunch of money, and then he'd change it after the money is funded and be like, oh no, it's a Stranger Danger film or something instead. And PewDiePie's not going to be
Yeah.
like, he's done that twice now. So how can anybody?
Yeah, Derek Savage.
So
Derek Savage is the embodiment of M. Night Shyamalan's career before Split.
Derek Savage
different.
at this point kind of seems like he should be in jail.
Eh.
Or at least sued.
I mean, doing all of
Fraud
that.
in
Sorry.
many different ways. That's
Put him in the same cell as Ja Rule.
Yeah.
You know, I was going to ask you, Adam, when you say the second episode of Black Mirror? Do you mean like the one where they're in the
Season 5.
car, or?
Yeah, the second one of season 5.
Oh, really? Oh man, I like that one.
I found it to be incredibly
There's season
fucking
5
creepy.
now.
And it didn't make it was like the message of it was really, really awful and stupid.
Yeah.
Hang on, I haven't
It
seen
was
season
so
5.
creepy.
Please be careful.
I don't know. I've never seen much like it.
I'm not gonna
but-
spoil it, but
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, hang on. Evangelion has been re-released to Netflix with a redub as of yesterday.
a redub.
Yeah, they redubbed it.
Why would they redub it?
I don't know, but they did.
They redubbed it with like
sure
the
they've
sounds
got
of toads.
The original audio and
from
just
Mario.
subtitles too, right?
I believe it's just the English cast. Is
Really?
I think the English.
I like watching.
No. So they have.
It's Pokemon.
So Netflix always has the Japanese and all of that.
Oh,
but
okay.
the English cast has been redubbed.
Okay.
I don't know about the Japanese cast. I don't look into that.
I don't know why they would redub the Japanese cast.
I ran into like a really weird thing.
Oh, and it's the original. It's not the rebuilds. I'm looking at the trailer for it right now.
I did kind of have a weird thing on Netflix. I don't watch anime usually, but I decided to check out that JoJo show Everybody Won't Shut Up about.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I noticed that the subtitles. I noticed that the subtitles were off, and I think that they were like. I think they just took like the English dub subtitles and didn't even put in like Japanese translated ones.
You know, actually, I do remember watching one anime called The Promised Neverland. I'd recommend that one. It's really good.
JoJo is okay, by the way.
I watched Devilman Crybaby recently, and has anyone else seen that?
Yeah.
No.
What did you think, Adam?
I watched.
I heard it was
I
okay.
enjoyed it. It's very formulated, especially the first half of it.
Like, it's surprising how good it is.
It's fun. I like the animation style and like it's got some satisfying payoffs, I guess.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the Castlevania series.
If you want an absolutely gorgeous eye candy kind of anime, Violet Evergarden. I love the fuck out of it.
Gosh, speaking of weeb shit, I've been playing frickin' Xenoblade lately. Chronicles 2.
I'm really feeling it.
Tachyon.
I just can't get into anime for whatever reason. I just find it really
Because
boring.
it's foreign.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I'm trying to eat my noodles.
I'm a normie. I like Disney movies. Shame on
I
me.
only watch exclusively Disney remakes.
Gosh, so as I was gonna say though, the voice acting in Chronicles. So the voice acting in Chronicles 2 is so amazing. I just love how freaking Rex shouts Van Damme. It just sounds like he just did not put any like any emotion into it. It just sounded amazing.
Van Damme.
No, my sarcasm. He's like Van Damme.
I remember that.
the only voice actress I like in that is freaking Nia's voice actress. Just because she's just a sassy Welsh girl.
Yes.
I'm not into Xenoblade because I couldn't stand the combat, but I do love the accents. They're so fun to listen to.
Jaden, stop playing your shitty fucking guitar. You can't get a single note right. Sorry, what?
What?
You're a mean sibling.
I know. Well, he's a stupid little cunt, and I hate him.
Oh, wow.
That's rude.
Oh,
Well, I've had a
geez.
migraine all fucking day, and he keeps playing his loud guitar.
We're
Sounds like
appealing
ear
to our
rape.
Australian audience now.
But yeah, no, that was the thing. I was having troubles with like the combat, and it took me so long to realize you can level up if you go sleep, and it's like, oh well, fucking nice. And then when
I had that exact same problem, but I didn't have it with that. I had it with Oblivion when I played it.
Oh gosh, like why?
So long.
I'm not playing video games to go sleep. I'm playing video games to go do what I want, you know. So
do what I want, Mom.
Speaking of the sleeping thing, it's funny because like if you level up Nia, she's like, I feel much stronger. And I just like how they say much.
It's like the iDubbbz like accent.
Oh, it is.
Oh man, I don't know. I love accents in video games. In fact, the whole Welsh thing did kind of inspire me to do some Welsh inspired like society. So it's fun. But
Man, I saw the new Refn show.
Refn show. I don't know what that is.
Too Old to Die Young. Nicholas Winding
Nicholas
Refn. You don't know Nicholas Winding Refn, the director of Drive? Drive is like one of the most popular movies from 2011.
I probably could watch it. I haven't watched. I gave up on movies.
It's the entire reason why people listen to that Kavinsky song and Real Human Being.
Little backstory: I gave up on movies in 2011.
Okay, and yet here you are.
Yep. Here I am. Well, no, I gave up on movies that year and then got back into them in like 2014 because I had little faith in Hollywood at the time.
Yeah.
So
I watched the new Refn show, and if you thought his movies were slow, you have no idea what's coming.
Oh no!
It's like
wait.
What?
Please elaborate.
Go.
I was gonna say, like, it's 10 episodes long. It's 14 hours total. Some episodes are like 2 hours. One episode is like half an hour. And like, he doesn't know how to structure a story at all. And like, the first 3 episodes, I would say just don't even watch them because they're so slow and so boring. And then starting episode 4, it's a show with a nice slow burn, but something's burning and something's actually happening, and the plot is
burning.
Yeah, it's something. It's a slow burn. The first 3 episodes are not a slow burn; they're just slow.
The writer's room is burning.
Yeah,
it's like nothing's burning. They're just trying to get the fire.
Watch episodes 4 through 8, and then just stop. So like half the show, don't even see.
Oh my god!
I'm not even kidding. That's my recommendation.
I'm upset because I left my espresso maker in my buddy's trunk, and he has not gotten back to me to get it out of his trunk. So I have really nice coffee beans and nothing to make them with.
Perfect.
Too bad you're not like me, where coffee just doesn't do anything for me, so there's no point in drinking it.
Well, I drink it for the flavor. It's like I got a
really
nice Kona vanilla macadamia blend that I'm.
Oh man, one of my old workplaces. They had a coffee machine that was really good. It had like this coffee that would make it tasted like literal chocolate milk, but it had caffeine in it. And it was
it's like I just get beans and grind that bitch and drink.
Yeah, I just got some more coffee. Anyway, I was going to ask you guys because I know Adam spoke about it, and I think it was TIFF where you saw it Climax.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually watched it twice. The other day, it was just oh my god, it was just absolutely terrifying the entire way through. I just couldn't. I had restless leg syndrome just watching it, and it was it was so disturbing.
It's an experience for sure.
That sounds fun. I should go and watch this.
Inside number 9. What's inside number 9? Everyone keeps on bringing up Inside Number 9 in chat. What is that?
Something about Twin Peaks? Or is that... No, someone said it's better than Twin Peaks. I don't know what Inside Number 9 is.
I guess I am living in the age of where I can just
familiar with Mighty Number 9. It'll make you cry like an anime fan on prom night.
You shut up about that.
Why not just 9? You know?
It's like... Mighty Number 9 promised to be like the new Mega Man and shit, and then it just didn't deliver.
Yeah, there's a lot of promises on the internet.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I feel bad for the people that spent money on it because I didn't. I watched that shit. And
I love that they actually deadass said it's better than nothing.
Oh,
really?
Well, I don't simply love that, but I love that freaking the Sonic Twitter responded to it.
Oh yeah. Sonic Twitter.
Yeah, the Sonic Twitter was like, Congrats on your launch, Mighty Number 9. It's better than nothing. And when
I like to
Sonic
imagine it in
makes
Sonic's
fun of
voice.
you,
It's better than nothing.
Child's Play remake surprises with fresh Rotten Tomatoes score. Sorry, that's just something that Mark Hamill just retweeted from
Oh,
Movie Red.
Of course, Mark Hamill can retweet that.
Oh man!
Like it doesn't. Whatever. People are. I don't think it deserves a fresh Rotten Tomatoes score, but I can see why.
I like that it's a new take. That's all I
infuriating.
can give it.
There was a really underrated movie that I completely forgot about, but it was Snowpiercer.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I would call it underrated. I would say it's rated exactly what it should be.
Really? I swear it. Like I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it since its release.
I've heard a good amount of people talking about it. I think it's like decently well known, not like the biggest thing in the world, but I don't think it deserves to be the biggest thing in the world. Sort of.
What would you rate it?
I give it a 6.
It's
pretty good.
Did you get around to watching? I remember I recommended Polar last time.
Polar.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's based off a Dark Horse comic, and it's got like Mads Mikkelsen. He played like young Hannibal in like the like prequel movie.
I thought it was a show.
Polar's got a 19 Metascore.
I would love.
I say it was fun. Was it special? No, maybe. It was fun.
I don't care how they do it, but if there's a world that I want to be explored, it's the world of Dishonored's. And I want them to explore that in any way possible. I don't care if it's in like a book format.
I want a sequel to the 2005 Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Make it happen.
People say that the frickin' Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is like a sequel to, or a prequel to frickin' Snowpiercer.
I saw that. That's fucking retarded.
The director of Polar is the guy that directed Spun.
Oh, okay.
Anybody see Spun? Spun is like a weird, not terrible, but like really weird movie about crystal meth addicts, starring Jason Schwartzman and like Brittany Murphy and Mickey Rourke and John Leguizamo.
What?
Yeah, and like you can't. If you watch it in HD, the only way to watch it in HD is through like Amazon Prime or whatever. But like that version is literally censored, like in a way that a television show would be censored. Like they say a swear word and it literally beeps, or like there's nudity and it's literally like
just a
black square.
But if you watch the DVD version, that's the unrated version, and like everything's fine, but it's not in HD. And it's a weird movie, and it's kind of funny, and like kind of the cinematography is a little jarring at points, and some things just plain don't work. But I could watch it again. It's kind of funny. It's kind of interesting.
For Polar, the cinematography is serviceable. Like it does what it needs to do, but nothing special, but nothing bad.
You know, cinematography is one of my favorite things in any kind of movie, really. So I'll have to check it out. You know, I just realized what Imaginary Fanboy just said. He said something about marathoning the Resident Evil movies. I was remembering watching Red Letter Media.
I hear a Sardana cast.
As soon as you said that, I thought of them.
I don't know if it would be worth it to go through it. Like a lot of them are just the same.
They're dumb.
You've seen most of them.
I mean, yeah, it's just one of those stupid like 99% CGI movies. So, like, it doesn't really make that amazing. Story's garbage. There's no wisecracking in it.
Mm-hmm.
Psychophony, however you say it, wants to know if Aubrey Plaza was good in Child's Play.
She was probably the best part, but like in a way where she wasn't required to do anything that she doesn't already just do in everything she's in. So like her character is kind of comedic. It's not serious. Like in the original movie, you're basically experiencing events through the perspective of the mother. In the new movie, she's just some dumb character who's kind of funny sometimes. But like
So
you
dumb
don't
bitch.
relate to her. You don't like experience things through her. You experience things through like the preteen main character. Instead,
Yeah.
which is just like it doesn't work as well at all.
Gosh. But I'd give
I've
to see
never noticed
a
before.
freaking-
I never noticed before that the mother is the character that you experience events from in the original.
Yeah, because that's who you attach onto is her,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
And
also
like,
Andy a little bit because he's like a 6-year-old getting framed for murder.
but you don't experience things through him. Like the
Well, yeah.
when you through the first however long of the film, right? You don't see or hear the doll talking to him. It's just implied, and there's that idea of like, oh, is it just his imagination? It's a little kid, and so you're experiencing that with the mother character, who is also like unaware or unsure of what the reality of the situation is. Whereas in the new one, they just completely abandon that, and it's just you're experiencing it through this preteen, and there's no supernatural element, there's no surprise, there's no like mystery, there's no interesting dynamics.
Because
Like,
what was unique about the original was really, other than it being a fucking killer doll, was it being like, oh, is it the doll? Is it this little kid? Is he a psychopath? What's going on here? And I guess, like, I was hoping they'd do something like that for the new one, but they don't.
Well,
They don't.
because it's already advertised as Child's Play, and we already know it's the doll. So they.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what would be interesting?
But it's
If they made a movie and it was implied that it was the doll, but it turned out it really was the kid.
I feel
that
what
would be
what would have been impressive is like if they did the Chucky advertising and shit, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna see the doll murder people," but then it's just actually the kid the whole time.
I know,
don't know because they were already.
Yeah.
Weren't they
Friday
already
the
suspicious of the
13th,
kid?
Part 5.
I think people may end up feeling
Jason.
gypped.
Wait, are you
Mike Myers
interested in the
versus Jason.
current, like the original Chucky timeline and where it's heading, Adam?
Not the timeline, but the universe and characters certainly work a lot better than this new piece of crap.
Well, yeah, that. But I don't think Seed of Chucky's canon anymore, because like that character
matter.
Glenn has just disappeared.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They milked that franchise until they were like straight to DVD by the end of it.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
hate that because the last one to get a theatrical release looks the most cheap. Seed of Chucky.
Yeah.
Straight to audio cassette.
Yeah, I think the last one I watched was Bride of Chucky.
So.
Oh well, you need to watch
release.
like Curse of Chucky and Cult. Both of them, especially Curse, are amazing.
Yeah, they're good
I guess
films.
Cult is fine, but Curse is really great.
Well, they're I think they're enjoyable. I don't think they're good films, but they're definitely enjoyable.
Straight
like
to
Child's Play
Laserdisc.
2 and 1 and Curse of Chucky, like those are great.
Yeah. I don't know. There was nothing satisfying about the remake. There was nothing like special about it. There was nothing interesting about it. The deaths sucked. Nothing made any sense. The characters sucked. The writing was garbage.
I suppose if you look at it from
What would you give it out of 10?
I like what Binky Stall says. He says it goes straight to skippable ads. So.
Oh yeah, it's on his IMDb rating list.
Yeah, the remake I'm giving a 2 out of 10 for sure.
Fuck.
Yeah, goddamn.
It's garbage.
Would that be the lowest rating you've given one of those movies?
One of what movies? A Chucky movie?
Chucky, yeah.
Well, I haven't seen all of them, so I don't know.
Well, out of the ones you've seen.
Well, I still don't know because I saw like 2 and 3 and Bride like I don't know when I was like 13 or something. So I don't even I've seen them, but I don't even have a rating for them.
Gosh,
that was much.
I remember watching the commercials for that when I was in middle school, and I remember that looked pretty freaking retarded.
All I remember about the other Chucky movies is like Jennifer Tilly plays his bride, and in the third one he swapped out like paintball guns for real guns, and then people shot.
Yeah, that was stupid. I always thought that was believable.
That's pretty
when I was,
funny,
like,
actually.
6.
It's
pretty funny.
It's
the only thing
funny.
I remember about it.
It's funny just how dumb they are because it's like a paintball gun and a real gun with way fucking different.
I guess at that point, like, logic is completely thrown out of the window because it's like a killer doll.
Like a killer doll and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I guess in this universe they also have guns that use like the same kind of guns that can use 2 different ammo. Like whatever.
I mean,
who gives a fuck at this point?
So, like the suspension of disbelief when it comes to the doll is just one thing. It's just mystic voodoo shit. And if you can get past that, then everything else is fine.
Yeah.
In the first movie, at least.
If they were to do it in like the newer movies, it would make fucking sense. So.
It would make more sense than the stupid remake, though.
Yeah.
There are more things that make no sense in the remake than in the first movie.
So, like, he's like an animatronic now or some shit? Like...
He's like a smart home device. He's like an episode of Black Mirror.
What?
Yeah.
But why?
Yeah, they just turned him into fucking Skynet.
It's like, who purpose designs a creepy-ass doll to be a home security device?
Basically.
Yeah, this should have been an episode of Black Mirror without the Chucky name.
It's like...
It should have just been that last episode.
It's not built for the home security device. It's just like the part... It has all these features where it can control all of your Skynet devices or whatever the company was. Wasn't Skynet.
Kasan.
What they did
I think it's called.
Yeah, it's just...
Well, then it's like Chucky's not even killing people. It's like some hacker that took Chucky over. Like...
Well, no, it's the way that they... This happens like 10 minutes into the movie. I hope nobody considers it a spoiler, but the way that they make him evil is like they show...
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
Why don't you plug your ears?
Okay.
I'll raise my hand.
Wave when you finish.
I'll wave when I'm done. They show like a sweatshop in somewhere in Asia of like these people making these dolls, and then one guy's like staring off into the distance for like 2 seconds, and then his manager or supervisor comes over. He's like, "What, you staring away in the distance again? Well, when you're done this shift, you're fired," or something. And then he's like, "Man, I don't like this job." And then somehow this low-level sweatshop employee just has like this computer next to him where he can press a couple buttons, and then it's like safety systems deactivated. And that's really it.
Oh my god!
And then he puts it in the box, and it's just for the one doll. He he impacts the chip, basically, and then he puts it in the box, and then it's just like.
I don't even think that's how that works.
And so there's no character anymore because it's just a malfunctioning doll, and there's no serial killer. There's no person manipulating anybody, right? Like there's no goals.
Okay, dude, my hands are getting tired. Please hurry.
Why would you even develop something that would have a capacity to disable safety?
Okay,
why would that be a thing? Like,
jazz hands.
Thank you, sweetheart.
It made more sense in that Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, it really does not make any sense at all, and it's stupid.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You know what? I bet they took out the supernatural things just so
modern audiences
wouldn't look at every single, like, not every single, but like, what are the top grossing horror films of the past decade? It, right? That's supernatural. Annabelle, like the whole, like the James Wan Conjuring series, like that's a fucking huge franchise. All of that is supernatural. So don't pretend like in order to sell a horror movie in modern days that you need to like remove the supernatural elements.
Oh, we can't forget Wish Upon.
I mean,
that horror movie
ever. A classic.
What were you waving?
Oh, sorry, I was waving to let the other guy know that we'd stop finishing. We'd finished.
Thank you.
I hope they make a sequel to this, whether this one's good or not. And I'll tell you why. I hope. Well, I hope what happens. I hope what happens is like the company gets shut down, whatever. I don't care about that. But then like they find like the Chucky doll.
Why are you hoping?
Well, no, they find like the Chucky doll. Wait, I think I have a good idea here. So for once, they find the Chucky doll and like. The kid somehow gets a hold of it. I don't know how. We've come this far and not like the absence of logic. But so then he gets it and people think that the doll is killing again. And it turns out it actually is the kid. From like PTSD, it fucked him up.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. There's no reason for there to be a sequel to this movie because there's no character in the doll anymore.
That's what made Chucky.
That was what justified a sequel in the originals.
Yeah,
is because there was a character with motivations as the villain, just like Nightmare on Elm Street, just like Friday the 13th, debatably, right? Like all of these.
No, there's no character in that. It was just a ripoff of Halloween.
But in this new Child's Play, there is no character. It's just a malfunctioning smart home device.
To the point where it wouldn't even matter if it were a Chucky movie. You know, you could put something completely different.
Yeah,
you know, another home system thing that, you know, some sweatshop worker got angry and disabled the security systems, which obviously equates murder, and then it could have just been any other thing.
Yeah,
it's like they tried taking HAL 9000 and packing him into Chucky. Like that's what they tried, and it really didn't work out.
It's
really. Can I go on a mini rant here?
The character is missing. Like, there's no power dynamic between the doll and the child. The child's like twice his size in this new one. In the original, it's like they're both the same height. Like, that's scary. In the original, the doll manipulates the child into like bringing him into a bus into this shitty neighborhood so he can go kill a guy, right? Like, there's a power dynamic there. In this one, none of that exists. It's like, oop, my doll's being creepy, and that's it. And he should be old enough to A, call the police, B, communicate to adults that this is happening. Like, the kid's like a preteen. In the original, he was like 5. Where like you can understand why this kid wouldn't be able to like properly articulate or understand what is happening. Like his imagination
down inside, but like, I'm gonna post this.
My doll's being creepy.
Everything about the changes they made to the remake, just like you've removed everything that works about it. And this brand recognition where people just go like, "Oh yeah, like it's not as bad as I thought it would be gonna be," and just because it's a like,
10 out of 10, less than trash.
If Chucky didn't exist, this whole franchise didn't exist, nobody would watch this and be like, "Oh yeah, that's good."
Yeah,
nobody.
I wish
it's so bad.
It's like if Bonzi Buddy like took over Skynet and just nuked us all, you know. So,
hey, Bonzi Buddy's a real threat.
Yeah.
I want to go into a mini little rant here. So someone mentioned HAL 9000, and that triggered me because late last year, the voice actor Douglas Rain died, and the fucking Oscars didn't like, what's the word? Honor him. Like, they didn't even mention him. What?
No.
That's because they're racist.
Well, I mean, he is white, but okay.
They're racist against white people.
Yeah, it's all about that demographic, yo.
Yeah, but like no one was even fucking talking about it. And what sucks is that Stan Lee died the day after, and then like obviously the news like went out that he died, and it was just I felt like Douglas Rain was kind of insulted because like everyone just forgot about him, but he was fucking great.
Yeah, I don't know. How does it feel to be like the guy in the passenger seat of Paul Walker's car that nobody talked about, you know?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Someone else died too in his crash.
There were 2 people that died in that crash.
Oh, well, fuck that guy. He's stupid enough to have a guy from Fast and Furious drive.
Oh. I mean, I'm gonna say it now. I didn't even know that Douglas Rain died.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because
November 11th.
Because the last thing Douglas Rain has done was this is just from Wikipedia, but the Russian-German War, that was in 1995, and he hasn't done anything since. So
no, that's not true. In 2000, he did an ad for Apple, and like as Hal, and then in 2016 he came back as Hal for Lego Dimensions, which my mind was blown when he showed up. But he was like talking to GLaDOS from Portal. It was so cool.
Well, that's a whole different story, you know. The thing is, Stanley was everywhere.
Well, yeah,
I'm pretty sure Douglas Rain wouldn't feel much if he learned about that somehow. If he's gonna, you know, if I were to die and someone took the spotlight over me, if I had that big of a name, I probably wouldn't care because there were still people who loved me and idolized me.
Also,
Oh.
you'd be dead.
Yeah.
He's dead. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd be dead, so you wouldn't care.
Well,
But it pisses me off because I was such a huge fan of him, and I thought, it's gonna be so sad when his name shows up in the Oscars, and then he never fucking did.
also,
Not once.
hypothetically speaking, if
Steven Hillenburg
somebody
also.
were to actually like be in an afterlife sense, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't care because
Yeah, why would you give a shit? You're in the afterlife, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck the
Lego
Earth.
sets
If
forever.
purgatory is anything like the Lovely Bones, it's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I
hanging
mean,
out
honestly.
with some random girl.
If there is an
Multi-ethnic
afterlife, I don't even care about girls. I just want infinite Lego sets and
Cool.
chocolate milk.
Well,
That's very noble.
Yes,
I'm sure.
indeed. I am
So
selfless.
so I'm not going to get all religious here, but if there was some kind of a heaven scenario, there's going to be something way better than Legos. So
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, nothing's better than Lego.
I mean,
Hello.
No, not in a million fucking years. It's so
I
good.
kind of got tired of Legos when I turned like 17.
I don't
so-
care, and it's called Lego sets, not Legos. Just wanted to clear that.
Well,
up.
why
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
get the fucking
Yeah.
stuff,
It's
man.
called Lego
Get it
sets.
right, gosh.
Yeah, Lego.
Fucking
Nah,
get on my
I just
level.
moved on to like drawing and whatnot. So
Mhm.
Moved
honestly-
on. You sounds like you downgraded.
I moved on to like porn
you can,
and food.
yeah.
On to.
No, that's the
I
stage
moved
before
on to,
Lego.
I moved on to meth, and
No, finishing a Lego set is
All right,
better
I'm
than an
gonna move
orgasm.
on. I'm a go. Peace, bros.
All right.
all
Everyone,
right,
thank
I'll see you,
you.
man.
Keep it
Thank you for
pimping.
joining.
Yeah.
See ya,
Yeah.
bitch.
Pimpin'.
It's funny because man, the what was it? Yeah, no, I felt like drawing was just much more interactive
Mhm.
because their Lego figurines are so limited. You could draw whatever characters you want.
Minifigures. And no, that's the point. It's like the point is that they're simplistic and like with a specific style, and it's genius.
Yeah, I don't know. I must have grown up in a bad time of Lego, but
No, that's not growing up. No, you just lost your sense of fun.
I also
Bitch.
started hating like Ooh. I have nothing to say about that, but you do you.
I
So
am trying to learn how to draw. I'm not great at it.
I forgot how to draw because I got a call center job and never got the time. So
Don't learn how to draw, just draw.
yeah.
Yeah.
You still have to learn techniques and stuff in order to kind of get a visible image.
Don't you create your own techniques?
Your
There
own
are techniques that exist
yeah.
that would be
It's
beneficial
best
for
to-
people to learn.
It's best to learn other techniques first before you create your own. So at least
I
that's
guess that explains why I'm such a shitty artist.
I have a friend who's like a really good artist. He said he'd help me.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah,
I mean,
drawing's
Draw me
like the
like one
one
of your French
thing.
girls.
Drawing's like the one thing where it's like, man, like I know how to make music. I know how to like make videos and stuff.
Show
Drawing
off.
is like the one thing where it's like, I feel like I could if I had just dedicated my time to it. And sure, there's no such thing as saying it's too late to start, but
right.
my time
Unless
is so
you're dying of
occupied.
cancer.
My
in the
time is
hospital.
so preoccupied with these other things that I'm doing. So I'm never going to get into that place where it's like, oh, I'm going to learn how to draw now, unless I like retire from everything and I just decide to do it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much.
But why would
exactly
you
the
retire
same.
from music and YouTube to draw?
Not to draw.
Just as a pastime thing. You know.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
there's
I-
people out there who
Well, I
just
mean-
likes
Like you could just retire and then not do anything, I guess, and just sit on a couch and die.
yeah.
I mean, they're Lego
life.
sets for a reason.
I don't care though.
Yeah,
You
for me,
should.
honestly,
You will care when you're retired. You will care.
For me, I'm just not going to retire personally. I hate not working. So
Yeah.
at least I will
It's
retire.
Fucking blast.
At least I'll
Well, I
retire
guess
when
if
I
I-
can't work. So
I guess
You
if
are
I become
retired.
a filmmaker. Yeah, I'm not gonna retire if I become a filmmaker, just cause like maybe I'll get an idea and I don't want to like say, hey, I'm retired, and then I think of something like, oh shit, a day later, never mind, I'm not.
Like
I'm
Miyazaki.
gonna make this one more.
mhm.
Or no, like what's his name? The guy in Old Man with the Gun. the secretary in Marvel.
Mm.
What's his name? He keeps saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna retire. This is my last film. It's my last film." And then he showed up in like Avengers Endgame in the 2012 scene.
Oh, I have no idea.
Coulson.
He's this old geezer. What's his name?
I just posted a link to
Agent Coulson.
Agent
What
Coulson.
the fuck are you thinking? No,
Oh,
this
okay.
really old guy,
Oh, that guy. Oh, okay, I get what you mean.
Alexander.
Robert
something?
Redford.
Robert Redford. That's I don't know where the fuck I got Alexander.
Robert Redford.
Thank you, sir. Robert Redford.
Thank you,
He
Kenny,
keeps
in
saying
chat.
that like I know for the last like 3 years he's been saying that every movie he's in is going to be his last movie, and he just keeps being in movies.
I just
That's
posted a link to one of my
it's like those.
That's pretty much.
It's like those stores where it's like everything must go. We're closing sale, but they exist for like 10 years.
Yeah, it's
And they're
just
like always
We're
closing.
closing soon.
like a
10
fucking
years.
Shopco or something like that.
Mm.
Gosh, I remember actually. It's kind of funny because the Shopco where I got my Switch, it's actually finally closing. So it's really sad.
Okay,
there
guys,
for
can we get an F for
years.
this guy's Shopco, for Jordan's Shopco? Get an F in the chat, please.
I mean, it's
We
already
need some tear emojis.
G.
Gee whiz.
video games.
Guys,
Yeah.
it's really emotional.
Oh
Play
no,
Despacito.
the only reason why I'm thinking about it is because I've been living in this town for about 19 years, and it's been there ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks for the
Aw.
E. So
E.
yeah.
Ye or ha, both help.
Can I get an AEIOU in chat?
IU.
IU.
Can we
Wait,
get a
where-
Yankee Doodle in chat for the feels?
Where's the AEIOU meme from? I tried finding it, but I couldn't.
I think it's from the NASA lunar landing or whatever. Like, there's a video compilation of. There's a video game of like I forget what the game is called, but it's like
Moonbase Alpha.
Moonbase Alpha. Yeah, somebody made a compilation of Moonbase Alpha, and like everything that you type is basically like text to speech in that game. And so people were just typing "Ayu, Ayu," and it was just funny hearing them say it. Like, John Madden,
John Madden.
You.
football.
You know, I learned that recently. Wait, I don't know what the new Microsoft voice is for Windows 10, but if you type in IXXXXXX, it'll say iTherps. So it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Or
I have
if you
one
wanna-
more thing to say.
Sure.
Oh, what?
One more ever. Hello.
Oh no, I'm too
Hi.
talkative.
Here's this.
But I have one more thing to say about the movie, but it isn't directly about it. I'm sorry if you guys are getting annoyed. Last thing, I promise, and then I'll fuck
Sure.
off.
it's almost
But,
an interesting discussion.
Yeah. So, Mr. Aykroyd said that I should work on a like short film as a proof of concept. So I'm working on it now. It should be out by like Christmas. It'll be about 20 minutes. I was wondering if you have time around that time, Adam, if you'd watch it and give me feedback.
I cannot guarantee anything, but you can
Okay,
send it to me,
that's fine.
and I might,
Okay.
but I cannot guarantee anything like that.
Oh no, it'll be on YouTube.
Yeah. I can't guarantee anything though. But I
Okay,
appreciate
that's
the
fine.
thought.
Yeah, God bless.
Boy.
The closest thing I really do is just share like script ideas, but oh man, it's actually been kind of fun. So I have like this fictional world set up, and I think I'll just post a Dropbox link when I just get it in there. Not necessarily looking for like praise or anything, just like thoughts.
Yeah, I got a couple concepts
Yeah,
that I'm just keeping in my back pocket.
I've got a concept for a video game, but I've only been showing it to my artist friend because he's helping me make it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to share my concepts. I think I would rather just make it.
No,
Like,
this
I don't
is
need
like,
any kind of I don't need any kind of like validation of like
Oh,
wondering
yeah,
if people
no.
think it's good, because that's not what it's about, right?
no, it's about like how
It's about
it
making
feels
something
for
that's
you.
like personal to you,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
I mean,
I
I'm
think so.
kind of going for more on the lines of how accurate.
Excellent words for a
this
film
sounds.
reviewer, though.
Exactly. I'm like syncing off my camera. 1 second.
That's fine.
Okay, I'll just get this made here in a moment. What I really hate about my writing app is like it links to Dropbox, but it runs with the Apple's stupid file system. So every time I close the app, I have to go back to the root folders just to find my place again.
That's dumb.
I know.
Anybody watch Chernobyl?
I want to watch it.
No.
I thought it was really great. I just finished it
It's like
yesterday.
a Ford HBO.
My grandma was there.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just messing with you.
Okay. I was like, are you a mutant?
How many thumbs does your grandma
Are you
have?
part
X-Men
dog?
powers?
I was more thinking about immigrant, but
I have Ukrainian lineage, so I don't know.
Here we go.
That's
I don't
pretty
know,
cool.
Maybe if my
I remember.
ancestors.
Does
moved
anyone
to
know?
Canada, I might be screwed.
Does anyone know what like all that controversy with the Chernobyl show was? It was something that had to do with like people
Yeah,
in Russia.
Russia said that it was inaccurate, and they tried to make their own.
Well, yeah,
Wasn't
I don't know.
Stellan Skarsgård's character like not real?
They literally say in the titles at the end of the
Let
show
me see if this works.
that certain characters were created to like simplify the achievements. Like 20 scientists were compressed into one character, basically.
Right, because you have to
like
make
Patriots Day.
purposes, which makes sense, and I'm
Yeah,
not
you have
going
to
to
make
hate
it
on it for that.
tolerable.
You know, like from a narrative perspective, like that makes sense.
Did you ever watch Patriots Day, the movie?
Patriot? No, I didn't.
Is that Mark
Yeah,
Wahlberg?
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg's character is like that. He's supposed to represent like the whole of the Boston Police Department, helping the FBI. But like in the movie, it's just like he sort of gives them like a little hint to help them solve the case. But that never really happened. But I kind of like when they do that.
I've got mixed feelings about it because I live in Boston. So.
Well, yeah,
yeah,
of course.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. By the way, I posted that link. So
yeah, I enjoyed Chernobyl for what it was, but like got a little preachy at points.
Really?
There's
Preachy
literally
about
a courtroom. Well, because like, sure, what they're saying is true, I guess, but like, just the way that certain information was communicated, like
So
there's
they kept hammering it in.
literally a courtroom scene where like one of the guys is like, "This happened because for the same reason anything happens in Russia, because we use cheaper parts."
I mean, they spoke
not
Russian.
the American system, and it's like this kind of patriotic circle jerk kind of thing, and it's fine, but like just the way it was presented felt a little like.
So they kept on hammering in the point.
Yeah,
that gets really
certain
annoying.
characters were a little like exaggerated in terms of like just how simple they were. Like, I'm the bad guy, sort of thing, you know. Like,
Did they speak Russian back in Chernobyl? I'm assuming, right?
Did they speak Russian?
Yeah.
Belarusian, maybe?
Yes, they
Ukrainian
did.
variant, right?
Yeah, I thought that was my biggest complaint, is that it felt really.
It was a
inorganic.
different dialect.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be like an HBO show for North American
Right.
audience.
I mean, I also think it would be difficult to find that many Russian speakers, like actors that are good actors as well.
There's tons of great Russian actors. Just look at a Andrei Yevgentsev film. The guy that
Look at Vladimir Putin. He's great.
Leviathan, the guy that made Leviathan. Like,
oh yeah,
the acting in his movies are fucking great.
That's that one-shot movie,
It's just
right?
a matter of like, no, that's not the one-shot movie. You're
No,
thinking
it's a very depressing.
I think you're thinking of like a maybe Tarkovsky film.
I'm trying to remember. There was one Russian movie where the entire thing was in one shot.
I know what you're talking about. I
Are you
forget what it's
thinking
called.
of Victoria? Or
No, that's
that was
Russian.
one take, not one shot.
Yeah,
Nothing
I
more.
know what you're talking about, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I think they did like a Birdman thing where during certain dancing scenes they sort of did like a sneaky little edit.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if
Oh,
it's
those
like
are
a
fun.
real one shot or not. I don't remember, but I know that.
Oh
that's
no,
like,
it's all stitched together, but cleverly.
yeah, like film reels.
Yeah.
You wouldn't really be able to do that. Like, it's an older film. You wouldn't have a reel last the length of an entire movie.
Yeah,
So you'd have to. You'd have
Yeah.
to be there.
Hey, Adam, in
You
one
can
of
only
your
do
le-
that visual.
oh, sorry.
Sorry, what's up? Go for it.
No. I was just wondering. Speaking of Russian films, reminded me
Rosnikovchek.
Can you say that again? Like, your audio kind of cut out a little.
Oh, sorry.
Rosnikovchek.
Not
That's
you. The Will. Can you say your
sorry.
thing?
There was that film where a man has to alert everyone in a building
Oh yeah,
block.
the Fool.
The Fool. That's
The
it. Yeah,
Fall.
no, I
That's it.
The
just need to
Fool.
watch.
The
That was the
Fool.
one thing I wanted to ask
F-O-O-L.
in this hangout. Just to let you know that.
Who's breathing really heavily?
Huh?
Is it pie plate? It's pie plate. I'm gonna mute
that-
you if you're gonna breathe heavy. I think you're
Stop
doing that intentionally.
breathing.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's Michael.
You can like push to talk if you have something you want to say. Just like unmute yourself. So.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Oh.
Oh.
All right. Go
Have
for
you?
it.
Oh, sorry. All I was gonna say was like, yeah, I just heard like a lot of the Russian, like, I think it's the Communist Party of the Russian Federation that said like, oh, this is inaccurately depicts the events. They're just all like anti-American and whatnot.
Yeah,
them
I
in a
think at
bad
the
light.
end of the show, they were like, the official death count from Russia was like 31, even though like other estimates are like in the thousands.
Oh
But-
no.
It's like impossible for it to be 31. There's
Yeah.
like no
Which
way.
is kind of a joke at the end, where it's just like they like ... has remained unchanged since the 80s
That'd be like if the U.S. said that like only 10 people died in Hiroshima.
or 9/11.
Oh well,
Yeah.
guys. Only one person died in 9/11. Everyone's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the buildings, just a little
Yeah.
architecture.
Everyone had parachutes when they got out of the plane.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Everyone in the
Yeah,
office
Adam.
workers had parachutes too.
I can't even remember where I was when that happened.
It was an inside job anyway.
Yeah.
The oxygen masks saved them.
Jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams.
Well, that wasn't ash. That was just cornstarch.
Yeah, that's just an entire like Tropic Thunder scenario. So
They put bombs inside the buildings to turn the frogs gay.
Sandy
Man.
Hook didn't happen.
The internet
Sandy.
used to be a place, I guess it kind of still is, isn't it? But like back when Loose Change was out, like it was one of those things where it was just like spreading around, and like it was very convincing for people at that point in time, where it was like people hadn't really realized just how the internet can manipulate you yet. You know?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are still unaware of that, but in different ways, I guess.
right. Hey, what's
I
this?
definitely.
Peepudo or whatever it is.
What about
Peekaboo!
Oh my gosh, what is it?
It's a sexual education show for children over the age of 18.
Oh,
You know, one of those.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very profane and weird and fucked up, and more weird than it is funny, but it's
So-
weird enough that I watched it.
pretty much like that weird. What was it? That furry depiction of like the crucifixion of Christ.
Like that, except
Hold on, what?
yeah, Judas and Jesus or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Judas and Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, that's going on my watch list.
That's a German short film.
There was like a really weird sexualized furry version of Noah's Ark. I think it was like furry
Yeah.
something. I
Yeah,
forgot what it was called. It was
it was like a Italian or Spanish version of
it was weird.
I think it was Brazilian. I think like Saber Spark did a video on it.
Yeah, Saber Spark did a video, but I don't remember.
I think it's from Brazil. I think like a lot of them come like out of like companies from Brazil.
I can just look up Saber Spark. Well, fucking Noah's Ark.
Just adding
Whoever made whoever designed those, like seriously had the sickness for the thickness, because a lot of those animals.
El Arca de No. Or
That's
No
funny.
Way. I don't know.
No Valley.
You know what movie I watched recently?
Hmm?
The Number 23.
The Number 23. I've
The
never.
classic
that,
Jim
like,
Carrey movie.
in April, I think. Yeah, it was so bad. And I remember, like, when it came out, it was one of those, like, everybody was talking about it sort of things. But it's so bad and so manipulative. Like, the whole plot is like, oh, the number 23 is everywhere. But then the way that they do it, it's like the way that they add the dates of each month or whatever will be inconsistent. So they'll be like, ooh, February 3rd, that's 2 and 3, right? Or like, then they'll go to like another month where it's like, oh, April 23rd, there's 23, but it's like, but you included the number of the month before, so it's 423 then if it's April 23rd. So it's like you're just choosing whatever way you can get to the number 23, and it's inconsistent every time. But like if you're looking for something, you'll find it, right? Like that's a human kind of, I guess,
Like one of those conspiracy theory joke videos.
No.
I mean, it
That tries to like connect
it
everything.
tries to be really serious, and it's not a documentary or anything. It's like
Oh no, I remember. I remember everybody just going apeshit over it because
because like
Jim
you
Carrey
can
is
see
like
it
a different
everywhere,
role.
sort of thing. But like,
and that freaks people out for some reason.
yeah, but if you're looking for something, you'll find it. If it wasn't the number 23 and it was the number 24, you'd still find it everywhere.
Exactly. It's the human brain
24.
constantly looking for patterns, even if there aren't any there. It's
Exactly.
scientifically proven.
That's just being a human being. That's like our brains.
My dad believes in the whole artificial moon nonsense.
What?
Wait, that's a thing, actually?
What is that?
Yeah, it is. They believe that the moon is made of metal and it's made by aliens.
Well,
It's a satellite.
Well, it's better than it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Some people think it's a hologram.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Where do the tides come from?
I don't know what they get out of tricking us that way, but okay.
The most confusing thing about like the flat Earth theory people is like supposedly they believe other planets are round, just not Earth.
Don't they believe in the geocentric model as well?
I don't know. I think that there's a lot of different sects of the flat Earth.
I think
how they believe is that the Earth rises up continuously because there's a metal plate under it that keeps making it rise up, which is
9 point.
yeah.
Adam, you got a smart mod there. He knows the truth. The Earth is dinosaur shaped, so
yeah,
it's a dinosaur chicken nugget.
Exactly.
Only one thing is for sure. Ain't no Planet X coming because ain't not globe Earth.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The Earth is just a giant turtle shell on top of 4 elephants.
Some people think the Earth is a cone.
But why?
That doesn't make any sense, but okay.
That makes total sense.
Sugar or wafer?
The water will fall off the Earth and then form a cone as it falls through space.
A sushi cone.
A sushi cone. A delicious sushi-rito.
That does not sound right.
It's
I say it's sugar or waffle.
a chopped scallop cone. Delicious.
Delicious. Speaking of sushi, Adam, do you read manga?
You
No.
said like you read some in your
bought the Death Note ones just because I like the show so much, but I don't read much. And I'm not saying that as like any kind of point of pride of like ignorance or anything. I read a lot when I'm constantly reading things on like Reddit, I guess, or like articles. But, in terms of narratives, I don't really like. There's some visual novels that I'll go back to every once in a while, like those Jonan Vasquez ones, like Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. I find very entertaining, but other than that, it's not the way I prefer to consume stories.
Right.
Same.
if you ever get the chance, there is one author I would recommend you read, and his name is Naoki Urasawa. Is his name? He's a fantastic author, and the most famous one he's made is Monster, which is a really good series.
Okay.
I've read past number 6, but he's like a more realistic and grounded kind of writer. Like the Monster as a series is like about a doctor who saves a kid who gets shot, and then the kid grows up to be a serial killer, and he has to hunt him down. And it's like but he's a Japanese doctor and the whole thing takes place in Germany in the 1990s. So it's a really unique like setting, and the drawings and stuff is like really well done. So he does a really good job.
Okay.
Adam, what are your
check it
And
out.
it has an anime too, about 50 episodes.
Is the anime good?
I heard the anime is actually like one of the best animes made.
Okay.
Not Cowboy Bebop?
Well, yeah, but that's obviously because, he wrote it. And most animes are only good because the manga was good to begin with.
What is the anime? Is the anime just called Monster?
Yeah, they're both just called Monster.
Okay, 2004. I found it.
Yep. Yeah, that's it.
Not to be confused with Monster, starring Charlize Theron and Christina Ricci.
You know what?
Yeah, the classic.
Eileen Wuornos movie.
That's the best anime.
It's a bit of an unpopular opinion, but I did not like Full Metal Alchemist.
Ooh, I liked Full Metal Alchemist is great. You have to watch Brotherhood, not the first one.
Really? I like the first one better.
A lot of people, I don't like how the first one ends. It has a really dumb ending.
Oh, I don't know the
I'll
ending.
probably skip to the ending in Brotherhood then, but
Yeah.
I just don't know. I felt like the original one was like more grounded and more serious, and that's what I liked.
Yeah, because Brotherhood adds like a lot more world building, like introducing all the other countries and more characters, which is, I guess, sometimes to its detriment, but in a lot of ways, the new characters add a lot more flavor to the story.
Yeah.
So my favorite anime is Xavier Renegade Angel.
Hell yeah!
Oh
It's a
gosh.
good anime.
Does it have a manga?
Yes.
Yes, I'll
remember
read it.
They killed off one character. I think she was killed off earlier in the anime, or I'm not in the anime, the book. But I like that they made her live on longer in a few episodes. It was like whoever the general stabs through
Lust?
what's his suit. Yeah, no, it wasn't Lust. It was that one homunculus or whatever her name is.
First off, the homunculi are a brilliant method of storytelling.
The fucking snake bitch.
Oh yeah, all
She
of
wasn't a
them.
homunculus, she was a chimera.
Yeah.
No, it was whoever that lady is that gets stabbed in Alphonse's stomach.
Oh, wasn't that Greed? No, Greed. No.
Greed's cronies.
Yeah, they're all funny. It's funny when you look up what homunculuses are in real life, and they're supposed to be humans whose body parts are the size of how much their brain uses them. I think so. Like, they're supposed to be like they have like giant hands and very, very small heads.
Whatever you say, homunculus, I can only think of humongous.
Yes.
You know,
What?
Humongous.
That's sexual harassment?
Is that sexual harassment?
It's not sexual harassment. This person just spoke to me in a sexually harassing manner.
Classic.
Awesome name.
Man, I don't think
humongous.
there was so much good shit that came out of that. Like the best shit was
here's my
like
favorite
her
homunculus.
3-part video series justifying the event and why she's right.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody watched that. She released like 3 like produced videos on YouTube right after that, where she was just like so insane. It was really funny.
I mean, she's the one who posted the video thinking that she was in the right.
Yeah, it's really funny.
It's always the people who record it who end up posting it, like thinking that they're always in the right. Like that one lady who the guy said hello to her and she thought that was sexual harassment. And she was like, "You're a fucking racist. Get the fuck out of here. You're fucking drunk. I'm gonna call the cops." And then he's like, "Well, I'm gonna call the cops on you." And she's like, "All right, fuck, I'm out of here."
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy people.
Can I just say
now the internet connects us all.
Somebody said something about Theodore Rex, but
if
I guess
we go back to Full Metal Alchemist, would it be alright if you guys said spoilers beforehand so I can mute my speakers?
Yeah, no spoilers.
Sorry, I did say before that I hadn't seen it. Sorry about that, and I'm sorry if I've interrupted you.
No, that's fine. We were talking about Humongous.
Something else, but I forgot.
Yeah, I don't want spoilers on Humongous.
I need to.
I hope I didn't spoil any Full Metal Alchemist stuff. I hope I didn't spoil anything. Great show.
It did, so I didn't give away the name though.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what? If somebody hears about this scene and doesn't know when it happens, it'll add some great tension when it does happen. So, yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, Adam, I was gonna say I did take some inspiration for what you said about how movies display time on the bottom of the fucking screen.
Yeah.
I decided I'm gonna do away with stuff like that unless it's absolutely necessary. Because
you can communicate that in more intelligent and respectful ways.
Yeah, of course. Like
in the movie Us, it was completely unnecessary because it told us on the TV like right before they showed the title.
That's all you have to do. Just show it. Just show a clock.
I know,
it's not even necessarily a clock, but like just give us the setting and general year.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me get this pulled up because what it was like there's a calendar in the background of this scene and it just says like June 3rd. I guess they do the crossing out thing. June 3rd of 2042 or something like that. So
I always thought what would be cool is like show a character in their routine and then get something where like there's so many items like stationary or like health hygiene items that like a normal person would be replacing at any given moment. Like you could show someone like brushing their teeth and it's a full tube of toothpaste, and then next scene it's like empty and it's like, oh, okay, clearly some weeks or months have passed. And it doesn't even have to be like so overt, but like anybody who's paying attention will get that sort of thing.
Where you see like Halloween decorations and like the expiring date on the film and stuff.
Synecdoche.
So used.
I'm gonna mute you again. Oh wait, were you gonna say something, Pie Plate?
I actually just
what?
Sorry. I just left Schenectady.
Oh yeah,
Schenectady actually.
Oh, you just left Schenectady, the place.
Nice little town.
Can I just say, the first time I passed by like your video,
I'm gonna mute you again. Oh, you muted yourself. Thank you. Sorry, what were you saying?
I didn't watch that movie until like after I started watching you, and not gonna lie, when I was going through your videos, what I actually thought was, what is Syndoc?
Synecdoche.
There's a lot of ways to mispronounce it when you
yeah.
Syndoche.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like it's not exactly a marketable movie, but there's no way it could be. It's not a movie you can market. Have you ever seen like the Japanese poster for Synecdoche, New York? It makes it look like a comedy. There's so many. There's a ton of posters for Synecdoche, New York, where it highlights the little tiny sentences of people's reviews being like hilarious and like pretending like it's some sort of accessible comedy film that people can watch. It's one of the most depressing movies ever. Sure, it's funny.
I showed it to my dad, and when I watched it, I had like that poster in mind, and I'm just thinking, the fuck?
Yeah, because how do you market it? Like when you give that to, what was it? Like Sony, whatever their subsidiary for indie films is, Sony Pictures Classics. Like when Sony Pictures Classics, what are they going to do with it? Like how do you market that? How do you sell that?
Yeah,
you got to do the A24 approach and just lie about your movie.
Right. I just realized in his 60s, and he did not appreciate me showing him Synecdoche.
Yeah.
I think if I didn't know how to pronounce it, I think I'd smell it. I'd pronounce it as synecdoche.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm looking at
Adam, are you
Yes?
going to be doing a quickie on Midsummer when it comes out?
Yeah, I plan on seeing it for sure.
Okay.
I'm very
I think it's kind
excited
of
for
funny.
that.
Like A24 is clearly directing all of their marketing budget into that film right now, and I really, really hope that they try to do something with The Lighthouse. I really hope that they don't like screw over the distribution for that movie. Like, it's so well received unanimously everywhere.
Right.
I would say even more than Midsummer, because if you look at Midsummer on like Rotten Tomatoes or whatever, which is what everyone is referencing for like why this is probably going to be a masterpiece or whatever, it's 93. But then you look at something like Metacritic, and it's actually, when you account into the algorithm the actual scores that they gave it, it's like 73, which is like fine. It doesn't seem like it'll be as good as Hereditary. Hereditary had like what, 80 something on Metacritic?
I don't understand particularly why people tend to use Rotten Tomatoes as a platform
It's
to
not
like tell whether
accurate.
movies are good. Yeah, I don't believe it is.
It's just people suck at reading it, and they think that when they see a 93, they think, oh, that means it got a 93 out of 100 grade. But like, no,
Yeah,
that just
people don't
means
know
that
how the website works.
it just means that 93% of people, of critics who saw it, liked it or gave it a positive review.
Like 93 6 out of 10s out of 100.
I just look at it as a chance if I'll like it or not. Like, I don't know. How the last one I got like a decent score and I didn't like it.
99% of critics thought this movie, it was all right.
Oh, it's okay. and and everybody just thinks it's amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, like
it
Black
overglorifies
Panther,
really like safe and average movies.
I mean, Black Panther is like the highest rated movie of all time.
Yeah, I guess so. Everybody didn't hate it.
I think like the first person to post like a negative Rotten Tomatoes review of Black Panther, I think that guy got like death threats or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, critics are giving this film a solid so-so.
I'm sorry I'm a racist. I'm sorry I don't like your shitty movie.
Yeah,
I'm just surprised that there's like 0% on like movies on Rotten Tomatoes, which I thought would be virtually impossible. But
There's always sites that
but
like
no, apparently there are some movies that everyone fucking hates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Master of Disguise.
I think
didn't
Gotti
really
is
care
one of
for
those
much for-
movies.
Yeah,
Gotti
Gotti.
Gotti got a 0, yeah.
Poor John Travolta.
Hey, what's up?
By the way, I put used toiletries to show the passage of time in my scene ideas and notes.
Okay.
So
maybe
don't know when I'll
candles.
ever use it. Candles would be interesting, but whoever
And you
uses
have to have an
freaking-
excuse for someone to be using candles.
Yeah. Actually, I had this one idea. In fact, I wrote it down. It was like, it was basically this scene where it's a girl who is getting back into shape, listening to a song called "Daffodils" by Mark Ronson. So every fourth beat, a week passes, or every 4 beats, a week passes by, and it just goes on like that until like maybe the bridge, and thus it's been like 40 weeks.
You know those like YouTube videos where like they'll show like snippets from someone's life, like
like a second a day.
every like 5 seconds or something. Like it would be interesting to have a movie where like there was that sense of restriction, maybe not like that exact like time frame or anything, but like a movie over the course of, I don't know, like 130 days or something, and each day is a minute, or like over a year and each day is 30 seconds.
That would be
or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
that
where
would be
it's, like,
nice.
Hard cut has to be 30 seconds, and then like the idea would just be, with that confinement, with that restriction, how can you tell a story? And I would like to see somebody like tackle that. I think that would be an interesting concept.
And I suppose the more kind of benign the subject matter, the harder it would be to make. If it was a conflict or something like that, like a refugee crisis.
Here's the thing: is like, sorry, I kind of interrupted you.
No, of course not. I just thought I was saying, like, if it was something like that, it may be easier to convey, because but then again, maybe not. I'm just starting to think that might be quite easy to do. Something quite like family life, is family drama would be.
Yeah, I mean,
easy.
like there's tons that can happen over a person's life over a year, right? And
Yeah, sure.
like there could be family drama elements in there. There could be work drama elements in there. There could be tons of stuff. But when you only have 30 seconds per day, like you kind of have to be aware of how you would be able to communicate that information effectively without it just seeming like an exposition dump. You don't want to have the 30 seconds being like, oh, hey, let me explain to you everything that's happening right now. Like a lot of it would have to be implied for it to be
of course.
effective. But I think it would be like a cool thing to see someone try and tackle.
Yeah.
And you don't even necessarily have to film each of those scenes on a different day, as long as you're just filming enough of them over the course of the year. Like weather should theoretically play some sort of a factor.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it would be a cool thing to see someone tackle.
Oh yeah.
I think it would accurately show the
It'd be an
melancholic.
interesting experiment for writing, that's for sure.
I think it would be a lot easier to show those, developments of relationships rather than, what actually was going on in, work and hobbies and stuff like that in that person's life. Definitely would be a lot easier to show the relationship side of it. Sorry, I don't know if I'm getting my point across properly. I'll just stop speaking.
Oh, that's fine. Like not every scene has to be super important or impactful.
Well, I
There
think
could be
that's
30 seconds of someone's life reading a fucking book.
right.
But since there's a new scene every 30 seconds, it's like no matter what you're showing, it's not going to feel super stale unless you're showing a lot of the same thing over and over and over and over.
Wasn't that the point, kind of, to show the melancholic kind of nature of reality? It's not.
Depends on what you're going
every
for.
day.
You could have like a real story in there too. It doesn't necessarily need to be like slice of life, nothing happens.
Right. I mean, there's always real stories, but
yeah, of course.
I find it hard to, because like not everything, something interesting doesn't happen to me every day. Most of my days are.
Oh yeah, that's
average.
the thing. Yeah, exactly. And I think that it would be important not to try and force in something that feels like unnatural or cheesy to try and make it more.
Yeah, like every day is,
narrative.
someone's shooting.
Because like it would definitely be its own thing.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, when I was talking about the relationship thing, I was more thinking about like a deterioration of a relationship.
Yeah, that would be cool.
It starts very happy, and of course it would, and then it wouldn't be back to back 30-second clips, but then you would get down the line 30 seconds like that, and you would be a little less warm with each other, and then so on and so on and so on, and that could interweave with other plot points, and it definitely would be very interesting to see.
I think it's a cool concept. Copyright.
Speaking on the H3 stuff, I haven't actually watched the podcast in quite a while, but I was wondering if you had ever been reached out to be a guest on there.
Yeah, kind of, and then that fell through because the person I was supposed to go on with decided to back out, and then they were like, "Okay, we're gonna cancel it." But
oh right, that
who
was
knows? I might be.
Yeah,
I might be like on there at some point. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I've hung out with them before.
Oh right, yeah.
I think like, I'm not in LA all the time.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna post one more Dropbox link. I'm kind of show and explore.
History for the baby.
I'm probably gonna end the hangout in like 10 minutes. So just a heads up.
There we go.
If anybody has like any kind of final thoughts, comments, questions, or anything that
No, Adam, you need to keep this open forever.
You're all talking at once.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the second half of Death Note, the show?
If by second half, without spoiling anything, you mean
that's what I was trying to do.
If by that you mean everything after episode 27,
Yes.
It's fine. It's just not as important or special or interesting.
Yeah, to me, I try to forget about it.
Yeah, It's like it's you just go through it if you're already committed to the show, and then the final episode's like, okay, there's something.
Yeah.
But episodes 1 through 27 are much better.
Yeah, I never finished the show because of that.
Yeah, no spoilers.
I'm rewatching it right now, so I thought I'd ask.
I was going to ask you something, and you don't have to answer it.
Sure.
And did you ever get like harassed by fans?
What fans? Like in general?
Yeah.
No, not really. Not by like fans, really.
Yeah, pretty lax fan base then. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like my shit isn't really like it's not like content that's just looking to appeal to the widest demographic. It's not content that's like for kids or anything. Like there's my fan base is like, I don't know, mostly 20-year-old white dudes or something.
Oh, okay.
So
I came across Mr. Enter's like stalker video, and geez, that was messed up. But
yeah, I'm pretty secure with my information, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
keep it that way.
Yep.
So,
yeah, people are fucking weird.
Yeah,
I know. Like, gosh, I don't know how I'd react with that shit. But
yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, I was just gonna give you some context with that whole thing to anyone who actually cares to open the document. It's just an opening, and so.
Where's this Dropbox going, by the way? Is it in the Google Hangouts, or is it?
Is it in the Google? I'm not gonna give it to the masses.
It's in the Google Hangout chat.
Oh, it's in the Google Hangout chat.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Then where the hell? Oh, that was the most. I was like, when did I have a picture of this fucking Daddy Derek and Cool Cat in my Dropbox?
I found it on Reddit.
Yeah, that's an old one. That picture was made in like 2015, like right after I made my review.
Alternative fuels.
I guess it's just reposted then, because this is from a day ago.
Oh yeah,
you know what?
He did repost it.
It's funny because I picked up on how he said grink. I don't know if in your Cool Cat video you did catch on that, but every time he said it though, I was like grink.
Yeah,
going grink.
Going grink and being nice about the environment.
You gotta go green, kids.
I'll tell you what we got right here.
We got some little chips down here. Delicious.
Adam, what makes your videos so? Well, I find your videos to be very like rewatchable. Like when I'm playing a video game or anything like that, I'll probably just put your videos on the second monitor and just have like a playlist going or something like that, like all your YMS reviews. Are you like self-aware of like the fact that your videos are so rewatchable and very
that's the goal,
like very funny and like series like, and what's your like key to making videos that are kind of like that?
Thank you. With those larger YMS reviews, like they're not just like opinion. Pie Plate, I'm gonna mute you again. Sorry, I just hear breathing. They're not just like opinion centered pieces like where a lot of my quickies are, where it's like see it or don't see it. Like the YMS reviews, like there's a lot more work that goes into like the pacing and the editing, where like you gotta, to me personally, like I'm not gonna publish something like that unless I've watched through it several times and like cut out everything that's either not funny or not important for the points being made. And like, there's always going to be like extra jokes that I can throw in through editing and stuff like that. And I also like doing things, making little subtle jokes where it's like, if somebody's watching it a second time, they'll pick up on it.
Right.
Yeah. Like those small nuance edits that you've made. Like, I don't know. I've noticed like when I was watching the host review that I noticed Steve Brule's face in like the upper right corner or something like that for a split second. And I was like, oh, hey. But yeah.
What is the, in your opinion, your highest quality YMS review? One that you're really proud of?
Probably the Old Boy one, honestly.
Old Boy was
I was thinking that because it's the longest. And
I mean, not because it's the longest. But, like, there was a lot of work that went into that.
Right. That's
like
probably
all those subtitles were manually typed out.
Oh, like, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow.
I remember watching Old Boy and I saw that man missing his nipple and I was just joking around saying like, I lost this nipple in the NAM. Just something like that. And I was like, and then I realized how much
One
funnier
time
it was.
I accidentally somehow like I was using some kind of video converter, and I found out it'll like print the subtitles onto the video.
And they look gross
on accident.
Yeah, like that's hard coded, and like the options there. But when I'm talking about the movie, I don't want the subtitles to be there unless I'm not talking during the clip. And so it makes more sense to just manually type them out. That way I have control over like the font size, and it doesn't look gross. Like I'm sure there are different settings that you can do with hard coded, but like it always looks like the subtitles you'd find on like a DVD player, and I don't really want that.
That's what I use for like the YMS commentaries, though. I always just slap them together in Vegas.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, the YMS commentaries of the like Wish Upon and things like that, I find them just as rewatchable as the actual reviews themselves.
I'm glad.
I mean,
it's a pretty funny dude.
The Wish Upon one, 5 times now. Honestly, it's just
it's
fantastic.
comforting to know that I've managed to create an extra kind of content thing on the channel that doesn't take nearly as much time as like the YMS shit to make. Like it's just record and then sync, and then like they're much easier videos and much less consuming. And it's good to know that I've been able to add that kind of thing to the channel so that things are still coming out. Like not, like that there's still things that people are excited for that aren't necessarily things that I have to spend like several months on.
Oh yeah,
like, I got so much other shit that I'm trying to do. Like it's nice that I can just be like, okay, commentary track, and people like it, and people are excited for it. So that's nice.
I was gonna ask.
I do recommend. Was it The Perfection? It just seems like such a thing that would be super appropriate for those commentaries.
What is that?
It's a really bad Netflix movie. The Perfection. It's worse than Bird Box, in my opinion.
Oh.
And yet people fucking love it.
I thought about watching it.
It's only got like 16,000 ratings.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. I've been out of the loop with the Twitch channel, but have you streamed frickin' Disaster Report yet?
No.
No. Okay. I await that.
Yeah, we'll find it. We'll find a day.
Yeah, that's gonna be amazing. I was gonna say has the same hokey gameplay as before. So.
What were you gonna say? Who said? Somebody was. Hi.
I saw Trash Hunters recently.
Nice. Weird movie.
Yeah. I found it boring most of the time.
Did you find it charming at all?
Yeah, some parts of it.
Yeah. That's why, like, it was on my guilty pleasures thing.
Yeah, it's not great.
I found it like it's entertaining for me. It's so weird and dumb. But, like,
By the way,
sounds like a John Waters kind of thing.
I have yet again another Dropbox link, but this time it's rather a gift to all of you. So if you care to have it, let me just get it.
I was at my Alamo. They showed Desperate Living from John Waters.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that one.
That was my first intro to John Waters, and I fucking love him.
Yeah,
I fucking love it. It is a terrible movie, but it is just so wonderful.
Yeah, he had this really weird thing going on in the 70s.
If you guys want,
it's not even him; it's the actors. Like,
that too. Was Divine in this one?
No, it's the only movie he has that Divine's not in.
Okay.
It's but it still has Edith Massey. Is that her name? I believe. And Meg Stoll, who's fucking great. She's just so much fun. The whole 10 minutes is like really famous because she just goes on epic monologues because she's a fucking sociopathic, crazy person.
I'm the trash man.
Yeah,
I'm the trash man.
If you guys want to replace your recycle bin sound with it, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
I was just gonna wait until it was over and just look at all of them before I went to bed.
No, it's funny because I was sitting at my desktop and I was just like, I want to do something very weird if somebody picked up on it if they were using my computer. So I took that, put it in the right channel, and turned it down a lot. And I just, oh man, I've had a lot of fun with it. I like to do these things that nobody will ever appreciate.
There was a point in time where I would always like pimp out and customize all these different computer things and like my phone and my ringtone, but I just got bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I doubt anyone
have, like,
here
default
has
shit everywhere. My desktop background's just boring default shit.
Oh really?
I don't care anymore.
Oh man, I found a desktop wallpaper where it was just the regular Windows XP regular Windows XP background, except it shows like the three main characters from The Office or from Office Space just smashing up the printer. So yeah, I was pretty happy with it. Right now, though, I think my my wallpaper is just Biomutant, one of my most anticipated games for this year.
All right, I'm gonna end this hangout pretty soon. Any final comments, questions, or anything?
Well, I was just going to.
One at a time.
Sorry. No, I was just saying I'm going anyway. So thanks very much, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
nice
you very much for
to
your support, hanging out.
Good luck out there, bud.
See you later, guys.
Oh, shoot, I was going to say something, but
Thank
Yeah,
you. What's up?
yeah.
What do you think of Gummo?
Gummo? I need to rewatch it. I only saw it when I was 13 and I kind of hated it. But I don't
Yeah.
think that me as a 13-year-old would feel the same way about it as I would as an adult. So
No, yeah. I watched it when I was in high school, and I hated it. Or I didn't hate, but I didn't really like the rest of the movie, but I loved the opening.
yeah, I have to see it again.
Yeah.
I think the only Korean film I haven't seen is like Julian Donkey Boy at this point.
Yeah.
Which is apparently a like Dogma 95 movie.
It was approved by Lars von Trier, apparently.
Yeah.
Wait, is it called Gumbo?
No, Gummo. Gummo.
Gummo. Oh, I thought you were talking about like the stop motion rubber guy.
Gumby?
Gumby.
Yeah, Gumby.
Gumby and Pokey.
Good old
Gumbo's
Gumby.
the food.
Yeah. And Dumbo's the elephant.
Oh, I also wanted to say an issue that I find with YouTubers a lot these days is like some of their old content from 2014, 2015. It's like noticeably lower quality than the content that they put out now. So it's harder to go back and rewatch that. But I was actually shocked because the other day I was watching the Walking Dead season 1 and 2, and I was surprised that it came out in 2014 because the quality was still there and it actually still felt like you put a lot of time and effort into the videos, like the Cool Cat one too.
Yeah,
like it's just shocking to know that those were like years ago.
I appreciate it. I do think that it's important to like be constantly improving. Like there's things about those videos that like, you know, I've put a lot more effort into like the sound mixing than I did back then too.
Yeah.
So like
And I'm
that's
sure you've
one
gotten better at
thing
editing and stuff like that.
like I pay a lot of attention to now for like especially the bigger views or bigger videos is like that Old Boy review. Nobody's like the average person's not going to notice or care or pick up on it, but like the way that it's mixed is like so consistent and level. Like you're never going to have to like adjust your volume at any point.
Yeah.
But then like I don't know, like someone's channel like Lindsay Ellis who makes good content or whatever, but like constantly as soon as she plays a clip, I'm like, gotta turn it down or gotta turn it up. It's like it's not mixed properly.
Yeah, I find that issue in music a lot too. Like through albums, if I have to constantly change the volume between songs, then it's not very well mixed. Have you ever watched any films by Takeshi Kitano?
No.
No, okay. Just wondering.
I think like the worst mixing I've seen in a while. It's still a funny video, but Jack's films, Your Grammar Sucks 100. He had like this huge build up to it. I had to keep adjusting the fucking volume. It was like some of the worst audio mixing I've ever heard.
Yeah, like a lot of YouTubers don't understand that side of the like production, right? A lot of YouTubers don't know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to sound, especially.
And you find
Red
it
Letter
easier
Media
to-
knows what they're doing. They have a good track record with their audio recordings. They do a really good job.
Who?
Red Letter Media. They do really good with their videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love their quality.
Do you find it a lot
They got
easier
like
to
a whole team.
Yeah.
They got like a crew.
Well,
So it's
everyone
like, it would be
who's in
weird
the
if they
videos does something. Like if you're if you're watching the movies but you're not in the discussion, then you're behind the camera or you're doing the lighting.
Yeah, like they've got an entire team working on their shit, so I should hope that it's going to be some level of quality.
Yeah. But only one person does the editing. It's usually only Jay or Mike that does the editing on their own.
Yeah.
They both do a pretty good job.
Any other final questions or comments?
Are you still?
Do it.
Hey, chat. Can we get a father in the chat? Just
father.
Father.
No, father, please.
Father.
Father, why
I
do you
love
have
you,
that gun?
Father. Anything else?
One more recommendation, I suppose. I know you're not a big anime guy, but if you ever get the chance, my favorite anime of all time, 10 out of 10. It's on Netflix still, I think. It's called Gurren Lagann.
I've heard of
It's
it.
it's a mecha futuristic anime that is both very fun and very depressing, and I love it.
Okay.
It's a really good time. It's only 24 episodes. I think one of the episodes is just a recap of the first season, so you don't really need. So it's like 23. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I might check it out.
Promise Neverland.
Pie Plate or AJ, any final questions or comments?
I literally said it.
No, not really.
No?
I want to recommend you a band.
A band?
Yeah. October Project.
JoJo's Blizzard. Yeah.
They were.
Oh,
big
by
in-
the way, I did say watch Premise Neverland in chat. I was just gonna say that's not directed at you, Adam. I'm just directing that to the chat, so you don't have to watch it if you don't want to. So.
Oh, the Scarlet Cat is a fucking separate clip now?
Scarlet Cat.
The Scarlet
I gotta watch that. I've been wanting to watch that part again. It's so good.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's just on the Adam Plays channel. It's just a video that was published today.
Summer Case was honestly like one of your funniest playthroughs. The second one.
The whole edited series thing is going to come out soon.
Please present your ID.
Yeah.
For your identity.
All right.
Oh man, I was gonna say one last thing, if that's all right. Back at Musician's Friend, we used to have this brand called Music 123, and it would just tell you what brand we're gonna be speaking with before. And Music 123's voice was Music 123.
Oh no!
It sounded so rapey, and it's like, ugh.
WKPLJ.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate the support. Thank you for hanging out.
We're all gonna die.
Yep. I'll post the link in the same place, or I'll post the date for the next hangout just in the same spot where you see the perk listings or whatever on the main page. I'll try to figure out a date at some point soon, but it'll be at some point next month, probably Saturday 1 p.m. sort of thing, still Pacific. So
yeah.
Thank you for hanging out.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.
Oh no! Don't have time to use face.